What's up, tricksters and tricksetas, and welcome to another Tier 3 sub VOD review presented by your favorite radiant coach, Charlatano Papito. Today, at our coaching table, once again, we have our friend Diving. As we all know, he submitted thus far like 2 VODs for a review, and he's currently on some kind of a training as well. So let's, in today's VOD, we're just gonna see like what he can do better on Raze, on Ascent. So he's a Diamond 1 player, playing Raze on Ascent. Hi there, this is my Ascent gameplay. I always struggled on Ascent, specifically on attack. It always seems as though I'm either solo entering the site with no help, or I'm waiting for stuff like flashes, recons, etc., and nothing happens. Listen man, when you're playing Duelist, you're always adapting yourself based on what your teammates are doing. If it is way too dangerous for you to enter the bomb site alone, and you're not certain whether or not you can open the site alone and get a kill for your team, in that case scenario, just, chill a bit. We don't need to go in. We don't need to do anything. Like, play a bit more passive, try to default a bit more, or even better, when team play is not possible for you. Like basically, your teammates are not even playing together, or they are just very, very bad. Like, passive and bad on an attacker's side. Like, fuck the team play. Focus more on one topic. How can I open some part of the map alone, or fuck up one enemy that is way too repetitive? Like, that is the mindset that you should have on the attack, when your teammates don't want to listen to you, when they're giving you improper utility, and especially when your teammates are passive and bad. Like, with passive and bad teammates, there's no playing Valorant. Like, you need to focus more on solo gameplay. Start lurking a bit more, flanking a bit more. Try to just read the enemies a bit more. Try to ask yourself, where can I get some kind of an easy pick before my teammates start falling apart? Because when you're playing Duelist, like, you usually have shit tons of utility. You have like with Raze, nade, 2 satchels, ultimate, boombot. But there is no way, with that much utility on Ascent, that you're not able to get at least 1 kill, maybe in a short market, or if enemies are aggressing you in A main or B main areas of the map. Like, that should be your main focus in those type of games. This season, I decided to tricking Raze, because everyone picks Cypher, and no one bothers to use their utility on trips, it seems so. So at least I don't have to entry through trips. Okay, I mean, Raze is an S+ tier agent in Valorant still. The top 3 are still Jett, Omen, and Raze in terms of your improvement, ranking up, etc., etc. So, sure, why not? For this elo, Raze should be very easy for you to carry the games, and very easy to, dominate in these lobbies. I mostly struggle with entering sites, as mid goes a bit smoother. Okay, we'll see that. Also, retaking B site is pain. Listen, like, on Ascent, our default site is A site. And playing retakes on A should be harder for you than playing retakes on B site. Like, when you're retaking B site, you just need to be very careful through which areas of the map you're retaking B. You need to be very careful that you're retaking B site together with your allies, so that you're not separating yourself too much from your teammates. And also, another thing that you need to pay attention on is that during the retakes, we're retaking one sector at a time. Like, when you're retaking B site of Ascent, you don't want to end up on site while your teammates are still, like, I don't know, checking the B main, or they're not even close to the switch or speedway and stuff like that. We'll see. We'll see why that is the problem for you. And also, on defender side, I'm always hesitant to buy the operator, as I usually just end up being avoided by opponents and having to retake opposite side with Listen here. This is a very good thing that you wrote. Like, when you're playing movement type of agents, such as Omen, Yoru, Raze, Jett, like, even if you're retaking the bomb sites with operator doesn't need to be your main weapon. during the retakes. You know? Like, whenever you buy the op on a defender side, you should combine the op with a shorty. And a lot of times, when I'm retaking the bomb sites with operator, and I cannot pick up Vandal or Phantom somewhere on the ground, like, I'm not focused on killing the enemies with op. I'm more focused on searching an opportunity to kill the enemies with a shorty. That's why mastering shorty, especially in low elo and medium elo lobbies, is mega giga important. Because you can easily get the kills. You can easily get a kill, pick up the gun from the dead enemies and, you know, pick up that Vandal, Phantom, or whatever they have. Like, a lot of the players, when they have the op for the retake, you guys just focus on using that operator during the retake. But you should behave towards the shorty like it has the same power levels as operator, essentially. I think my biggest problem on both sides is playing with my solo queue teammates, as they never come, and at times I struggle to figure out the right play off of what my team is holding, trying to push, etc. So, like ranked team play. We'll see. Like basically when you're playing ranked solo queue matches, you know, 80% of times in Valorant, you're gonna have toxic players, players that don't want to communicate, players that don't really understand what is a good and what is a bad play. And as much as you're reading your enemies, and as much as you're focused on your own gameplay, you need to be focused on your teammates as well. Like, equally, essentially. So, like, and there's a lot of indicators that can tell us, like, what our teammates are gonna do in a specific round. You know, like, how did they play the previous rounds? How do they position themselves? What type of utility they're holding in their hands? All of these indicators can help us to read our teammates 2 steps ahead and to figure out who should we support and how we should support those specific allies. We'll see. We'll see in your gameplay, like, you know, I'll try to showcase you during this VOD review, like how you can read your teammates a bit better and how to actually successfully support your allies during your games. Now, when it comes to the tracker, I've reviewed your tracker already 2 times. Basically, this act, you know, is going very poorly for us. Like, I mean, we already checked his tracker like 2 times already. I think the first VOD review we did for him in episode 9, act 2. That is when he got like his peak rank Diamond 1. But what is happening this act, I don't know, man. Like this is very, very interesting. Like, you know, first of all, when you're grinding Valorant, it is always good for you to have 2 accounts on which you can simultaneously grind. Because there will be some acts, such as this one, where you simply get in a lot of unwinnable matches where you cannot do shit. You know, especially Act 3 at the end of the year is usually one of the worst acts in terms of toxicity, boosted players, and it's a very low quality of games that you play. Now, why is that so? Because usually every year, you know, October, November, December, and January are the worst, like, months to grind Valorant. Valorant loses popularity during these months. A lot of good players and generally players in Valorant, like, stop playing for ranks. You know, they start trolling. You get more boosted accounts, more boosted players, more, like, shit, essentially. Like, for example, in the last, like, 3 months, Valorant lost around 4, 5, 6 million players, like, compared to the summer this year. So don't be disheartened that you dropped right now into Gold 2. It is, like, you know, your ranking up can never look like this. Like, your ranking up is always gonna look especially when you're playing solo queue. Like, for example, you know, that is why I'm never really truly bothered about my rank every single act, because I know that during at least one act, during an episode, I can always get Radiant and get that stupid gun buddy. And you need to remember that you should always be focused on a long run and on your self-improvement. Like, these type of months are gonna happen to you always. Because it's still a competitive game, 5v5. There's a lot of luck factor involved in Valorant. But that is why you should always have 2 accounts on which you simultaneously grind Valorant. So if one account is in trenches, like this account, you always have a second backup option. And maybe on that backup option, the games are gonna be better, matchmaking is gonna be better. Anyways, like, you should be grinding simultaneously on 2 accounts. Like, always, one account is gonna look like this, and one account is gonna look good. Maybe next act, this account is gonna look good, the other account is gonna look worse. Never grind Valorant on only one account. Especially if you can spend minimum of 60 hours grinding Valorant in 2 months. And you already have 70 hours on this account. It is just stupid to only have one quote-unquote main account. Now, when it comes to your stats, all of your stats are like optimal. Like, with these stats, you should be able to carry these matches with your eyes closed, essentially. The only stat that is, you know, on the verge of being bad is your KST. Like, we need to play a bit more disciplined. We need to bait these boosted bonobos a bit more. We need to play a bit more reserved. Like, we're playing in this gold, platinum, diamond elo. Like, you know, this guy is not a gold 2. This guy has like, you know, basically a very high MMR, essentially. And only God knows who is he playing with. But also another thing I need to ask you is, like, what is this Clove arc right here? I mean, like, your performance with Raze is really good. Really good. Let me see something. Yeah, your performance with Raze is really, really good. Like, instead of switching to Clove, because you're not finding success with Raze, trust me, Agent is not a problem at this moment of time. Like, Agent that you play is not the problem. Like, with these stats on Raze, you should be able to demolish these players all the way up to Ascendant 1. Raze is not the problem. Like, stick to the Raze. Clove is not gonna fix your problems. Like, your problems are more of a fundamental nature. Like, once again, how we play the maps, how we position on the maps, how we read the enemies, read our teammates, how much we play of this trading, baiting game. You know, like, basically look at any Unranked to Radiant or Iron to Radiant series from me. Like, you will never see me, like, even in gold, platinum, diamond lobbies, like, top fragging. Fundamentals are more important as you're grinding up to Immortal 3. Winning the rounds, winning the games. Fuck the kills. Like, you don't need to have, like, you know, 30 kills to carry in these specific lobbies. Like, we need to focus more on basic fundamentals that allow us to win the rounds. And even if you're playing duelists, you know, we have safe executes, we have executes that are less safe. We have, like, we should be incorporating both passive and aggressive playstyle, depending what type of enemies and what type of teammates we have at that moment of time. And that is probably what you're missing still in your game plan, and I don't know how you're not grasping that concept yet. Like, we'll see. Clutch percentage getting better, but still low. Very low. Amount of last deaths still very low for this elo. I mean, like, in 115 matches, you should have been last alive at least 400 times. 450 times to control the outcome of your rounds in games. Like, you basically every game, you have 2 or 3 deaths that are probably costing you the outcome of your games. And we need to fix those 2 to 3 rounds where you do some random shenanigans. Like, we need to be more disciplined, like, focus on the basics. Once we end up in a post plant or huge numbers advantage, like, just play with your allies, bait the shit out of them, trade them, support them. Like, you know, in Valorant, it truly doesn't matter. I mean, it matters, like what type of stats you have, but like there's a certain threshold where the stats simply don't matter anymore. Like, for example, your ADR and KD are amazing, really good, headshot percentage as well, on Vandal and overall. But this doesn't matter at all if you're not winning the rounds and matches. Like, it is much better if you win a 13-10 match with 13 impactful kills, where you clutched 13 rounds for your teammates and allowed them to win a round, than, you know, losing a 10-13 match with 45 kills, you know, because every round you take 2 kills, you die, and then your teammates lose like a 3 versus 2, for an example. 4 versus 3. Like, in these lobbies, trust doesn't exist. You need to understand that. We talked about this probably already shitons of times for you. You're still fundamentally playing Valorant wrong. Like, you're not playing in VCT. These guys are not Radiants. Only God knows who you play with in these Gold 2 lobbies. Like, and also, like, I have no idea. So look at your tracker here. You're playing a 10-13 match. In a 10-13 match, you managed to die 25 times. How? I mean, I know you're playing low, but I'm asking, like, how did you die 25 times? Like, it's impossible that you're the first one dying that many times. Let me see something. This is horrible performance. And you probably could have played a bit more reserved. I mean, you're playing Clove. No one is expecting you to push in first. Like, let me check here. Like, so we're pushing the okay, we won this round without dying. In this round, did we die? In this round, nope. Okay, we died in this round, but we won it anyways. We played a good like 2v1. Did we die in this round? Yeah, we died here, but we won the round. Let's say this 5th round for an example. Okay, we're pushing the A site. We're all the way here. How the fuck are you? How the fuck are you all the way here and 3 of your teammates are here? What? Support them, play with them. What are you doing? Jerking your cock off while your teammates are pushing aim and area of the map? Then, your teammates die. You're not able to refresh. Look where you are. Like, what are you doing with the Cypher here, man? What? You're watching. You have a Cypher in your team, and you're watching in the flank while 2 of your teammates are fighting enemies in aim and area of the map. Are you crazy, bro? And then both of them die? What are you doing in this round? Play with your most aggressive teammates always. Especially if you're winning a lot of the rounds in a row. Like, in this round, enemies were eco halbite. They had shit weapons. Why you didn't play with those guys? Why were you watching the flank and lurk? Crazy stuff, man. Let's see this 8th round. So we are pushing the mid. Once again. Like, you are here? 2 of your teammates are there. How? Like, how are you still top mid? And 2 of your teammates are already fighting Yoru in the connector. And we don't have the smoke for the... I mean, I don't know if we have a smoke, to be honest. Like, I don't know if this minimap actually showcased that. But, you know, they should have this smoke. You should be close to them, ready to fight with them. And then we die from the Sage here, like, in a solo fight. Then we use the ultimate. And we died because of the ultimate, probably. Okay. Crazy stuff. And also, like, I don't know, like, why on Pearl you would focus on mid area of the map so early on in a match. Now on a defender side. This round we started on B. And you're the first one to die. Like, look at this. We are 5 versus 3 on a defender side. Can you tell me, why the fuck are you peeking out alone through this smoke in the B main area of the map and dying first? Why? What's the problem? You made a 5v3 numbers advantage. You played a classic pistol shorty strategy, killed one enemy. Amazing. We killed 2 enemies. Pick up the classic pistol from the ground, tuck yourself in with your allies, and play the raw refrag game. I don't know, crazy stuff that you're doing, man. Crazy stuff. Okay. And as far as I'm concerned, like, you know, at this point, agent that you play is not the problem. You're the problem. Like how disciplined you're playing the game, how much you're focused on proper team play, and all of these fundamentals that I'm teaching you. Like, it doesn't, you can play whatever you want. ISO, Reyna, you're still gonna have the same problems in your gameplay. When it comes to the impact here, I mean, you have the impact in all of the rounds in terms of the kills and ADR. But once again, you know, KST in some of the rounds, I mean, it's okay. Like, this is a good tracker. Like, we should not be losing this many games. And once again, you know, your weapon versatility can be better. But already I reviewed your VOD like 2 times for you. Like, you know that already, you know, like, you should be buying more operator on the defender side, purchasing more outlaw, implementing more Odin and Judge on the maps where it's easy to get the kills with Odin and Judge and stuff like that. I don't know, I mean, this is the 3rd map that we are both reviewing for diving. Let's see why you struggle on Ascent and what's happening on this map. I mean, last act you did really have a lot of problems on Ascent. But also, you know, I don't know why you ditched Omen and Jet completely. You know, for example, on Ascent, it is at least 40% times easier to carry with Jet and Omen compared to Raze. 40% of time easier. Like, for example, I would play Raze as my main pick on like Split, Bind, and Sunset. But on other maps, like Jet and Omen are giga chats, like compared to Raze. I mean, obviously, on all of these maps, you can play Raze, Jet, and Omen, whatever you prefer, literally. Just on Split, Bind, and Sunset, you know, Raze shines a bit more. But on these 3 maps also, like, Omen and Jet are also mega powerful solo queue carries. And you have the highest win rate with Raze on Pearl. Respectable. And Abyss, very good performance. Okay, I don't know. Let's see your VOD. Let's see what you're doing, because I really don't want to speak in thin air here. Like, let's see why do we struggle on Ascent, and what the fuck is going on this act for you? Because like, with these stats, you should be you should not have a 44% win rate. You should have 56% win rate minimum, essentially. Okay, let's see what we can do for our friend Diving. Okay, now let's see what our friend Diving is doing on the attacker side of Ascent. So first of all, TLDR, how you should play Ascent in ranked solo queue. Your default bomb site and number 1 priority is A site. Number 2 priority, B site. Generally speaking, in the first 4 to 6 rounds on this map, we want to play together as 5, testing the enemies on A and B, and seeing how our executes are gonna work and what our enemies doing to defend A main, B main, A site, and B site area of this map. As a last resort, if our executes are not working, after 4th, 5th round, we are trying to take the mid control and we need to default a bit more. Generally speaking, on this map, the easiest way to win on the attacker side is if enemies have poor defense of bomb sites and they're never fighting. You know, whenever enemies are not fighting for the main areas of the map, GG. Like, literally GG for them. Like, it should be mega easy for you to do some contact executes, surprise the enemies, and stomp them on the bomb sites. Now, like, what do we do in the first round? Very simple. So, if enemies have 0 or 1 sentinel, 3 rounds in a row, push the A site. In a 4th round, fake A, end up on B. If enemies have 2 or more sentinels, then, unfortunately for you, in the first round, we need to do some kind of a split. Basically, a 2-3 split onto the A site through main and short, or a 1-4 split onto the B side through market. In both of these scenarios, you should play in mid area of the map, and the spike should go, you know, either A main or mid if you're splitting B side. Now, in this specific VOD, our friend like here, they have Deadlock as a solo sentinel. So 3 rounds in a row, we should be pushing A side, gambling that enemy's Deadlock is gonna play B, and even if she plays A, it doesn't matter. It's a Deadlock. Like, fuck it. Just run it down, try to do some safe execute in the first round, and open the site for your allies. Now, in this first round, like on Ascent when you're playing Raze, always go for the classic light shield and 2 satchels. Like, there's absolutely no reason for you to play Ghost or Sheriff or something like that. And as the round starts, jump spot the enemies here, and let's push through the Amen area of the map together with our allies. Now, another thing here is that enemies really don't have any good agents that can pressure you in A main and B main areas of the map. Like, against this team composition, it should be really, really easy to take mid control, B main control, and A main control without wasting too much utility. Like, they don't have any pop flashes. I mean, real pop flashes, not the Reyna flash. They don't have any utility to essentially delay or stop your executes for a very long periods of time. Now, if you're pushing aim in area of the map, and all of your teammates are going through the lower ground, like, you should always go from above. Like, jump on the boxes here, wait here. If enemies one-way you, like, you get a one-way smoke here, pull out the nade, and if enemies go for a peek and they fight your allies, push them through the choke point and try to kill them at the choke point. Anyways, in the first round, when you're executing a set of Ascent, most of the times you only need 1 satchel. I mean, of course, having 2 satchels is great. But your main job in the first round is to simply reach this safe position here. And from this position, supporting your allies and slowly taking the space with your teammates 1 sector at a time. Now, if enemies don't one-way you on this position, simply hide here. Wait to see if enemies are gonna peek your teammates or push them. If enemies are peeking, support your teammates, kill the enemies, push them back. If enemies are not peeking, once your teammates cross this line, drop down, and we do the most standard execute ever. Like, don't complicate it too much in the first round. Like, we don't know how good are our teammates. We have no idea what type of utility we're gonna have on the bomb site anyways. Don't complicate things in the first round. Now, in the first round, you should be dropping your nade either for the generator or for the backside, but we always drop our nade based on where we saw the enemies on the minimap, or where you think enemies are gonna play at that moment of time. If you saw enemies generator, drop it at the gen. If you saw the enemies at the backside, drop it backside. If you didn't see enemies at all, like, you have no idea where are the enemies, then usually the best idea is to clear the backside, simply because, you know, enemies can move here under the site, you know, escape, like, essentially they can peek your teammates from the left side, from the right side. Like, clearing this spot is more important than generator. Like, once you do this execute, like, we are already aggressing this guy at the gen. And once the enemies are stuck at the generator, they really don't have that many options. Like, they need to fight. they need to force some clean gunfights. And then with one satchel, we can just displace that idiot, take a kill, or just push with your allies. Let's see how this is gonna look like for our friend diving. Oh, where's the sound? Sorry for the quality, like, it's his recording. Now listen here. Whenever you see some fast smokes from the enemies on a defender's side, always expect the enemies to play around or within these smokes. And when you're playing Raze, whenever you're entering any smoke, always clear that smoke first before you pull out your utility and before you move in. Why? Because if Charlatan is here, playing with a shorty, it doesn't matter that you double satchel behind me, you know? Like, your teammates are definitely not gonna expect me there. And I'm just gonna shit on them, take some free kills, you know? And it's just stupid. Like, clear these smokes for them. You know, like, if you're afraid that an enemy is maybe in the smoke, wait for the drone, wait for the arrows, like, wait for your teammates, don't rush things out. You know, drop a nade maybe in the smoke if you are 100% certain that enemies are here. Push them back, that's it. If you're not certain, drop a satchel, push with a satchel. And once we clear the smoke, nade, get the fuck out once your teammates give you proper utility for the site. Here, pulling out the nade, when we have no idea whether or not someone is in the smoke, I mean, crazy stuff. Crazy. You could have died here. Like, you didn't know, like, if there was maybe one enemy sitting inside of this smoke. Now listen, when you're doing this nade for the backside, you know, if you're doing it through the smokes, usually it is a lot easier for you to drop it from this wall. You know, if the smoke is in front of you, simply do this. Like a jump and throw above this box here. And that nade will make an enemy here pressured to move under the bomb site and get stuck here, or to move more towards the generator. Like, don't do a blind nades, you know, like what you did here, because the nade might end up all the way here, and it's just wasted. Or God forbid, like, you know, nades ends here, or like all the way on the rafters, which is stupid. Like, if you want to drop the nade there, like, just run and throw, jump, and now let's send it, essentially. Now here, listen. Try, especially in the first round, like, don't over-aggress the enemies. Like, when you're playing Raze, especially Raze, because you don't have any cover for yourself. You don't have the smokes, you don't have a dash ability, shield, flash. Try to take the space, inch by inch, and play more on the contact between enemies and your allies. Here, for an example, like, in the first round with Raze, when you're pushing A site, you should never over-aggress the generator before your teammates are ready to refrag you and fight with you. It is way too dangerous for this elo. If you die, the round is almost over. I mean, it's not over, but God knows what your teammates are gonna do. In the first round, always satchel here with 2 satchels, or 1 satchel and a bunny hop. Do the nade for the backside, and that's it. From this position, we're clearing this, this, and this, holding the enemy's push through the smoke, and then as our teammates are getting the contact with the enemies here, here, and here, we're moving in with the second satchel, or we're simply moving in by our feet, contesting the enemies and fighting them. And that's it. Like, you never want to be in this position, where you're playing the first round, you're way too far ahead of your allies, your teammates cannot refrag you, and you're giving an enemy a clean 50-50 duel. This is not an optimal gameplay in low elo and medium elo. Like, this is far from being optimal. And to be honest, on this distance, I mean, like, okay, you can go for the left clicks with classic, but on this distance, it is completely fine if you just gamble and try to go for the triple shot. Like, I mean, it's really close range. You know, on this distance with a classic, like, there's a solid 50% of chance you're gonna delete this guy with just one burst fire. Okay, they won the round, but you really didn't contribute to winning this round that much. Now, in a second round of Ascent, if you win the first round, so whenever enemies are eco, halbye, bonus on a defender side, 5-man push onto the A site. There is really no reason for you to complicate the rounds in medium elo and low elo lobbies. More than this. And with a Raze, I just advise you to buy a Stinger, Heavy Shield Shorty utility. You don't need anything else on this map to open up the bomb site and support your teammates. Just in this round, when you're pushing against eco and halbye enemies, like, we really need to use our boombot to clear the close range angles for ourselves and our teammates with a boombot. And also, I would in these eco and halbye rounds, when enemies are eco and halbye, it is totally fine if you're using your utility to clear the close angles instead of using your utility to clear the enemies on the bomb site, because enemies are more likely to play with the shotguns, with, you know, classic pistol, close here, here, or in that smoke. So it is totally fine, like, if you really don't know whether or not enemies are close and they can fuck up your teammates, send the boombot, send the nade here, and then let's enter the site. And if you're entering the site in this round, I will do the same execute, but I'm not gonna end up in this position. I'm gonna end up in this position. And from this spot, I'm gonna be holding the smoke and fighting with my allies. Why not here? Simply because it's way too dangerous. Like, if Charlatan is playing here with a Bucky or Shorty, I'm gonna be popping out and trading myself for a kill. You don't wanna die like that. If I pop here, chances are less likely that I'm gonna kill you with a Shorty or Classic or Bucky. Let's see what they're gonna do. In low elo, my teammates don't often buy after we win pistol. Should I still buy or stay with them? In the first 4 rounds in Valorant, you always follow the general rules of economy for Valorant. Like, you never follow your team's economy. Like, you win the first round, second round is always a buy. We win the second round, third round is always a bonus. And that's it. And the fourth round is the full buy round. Then after the fourth round, you follow the economy that your teammates are dictating. If they are forcing, you force with them. If they're saving, you can save with them. But still, you know, buy everything that you can afford. And still make sure that you have money to buy a Vandal, Phantom, Heavy Shield in the next round. You know, some good weapon. In this round, what the fuck is this, man? Like, we won the first round, and you bought a light shield with a Stinger. You really want to die from one shot of a Shorty at any, you know, on medium ranges, basically, like, whatever. Like, what the fuck, bro? Buy a Heavy Shield, buy a Stinger, buy the Shorty, buy all of utility, and that's it. Like, it is, like, in this second round, one of your highest priorities is having the Heavy Shield over the enemies that are equal and halbye. Like, that's the main power that we have, essentially. Why the fuck would you buy a light shield if, you know, we won the first round and you're buying a Stinger? Launching smoke. Beacon down. And here, listen, like, whenever you're pushing a main area of the map fast, like, in the first few rounds, just jump spot this angle for your teammates. Don't even allow the enemies to take that corner. The call out, or just the general consensus, like, the general idea of your team is to push A fast, jump spot this angle, and now we fight the enemies. Don't risk dying from, you know, an off angle like that. You know, Reyna takes that position with the sheriff, then she kills you. Stupid. Especially if you're going in first. If you're not playing on contact. Do this. Now if Reyna is there, we can pressure the Reyna with a nade. Then we peek, take an easy kill. Move in. Pressure the Reyna with a boombot. She needs to go back. Boombot locks in. We move in.
Launching smoke.
Like the most stupid deaths that you can take in Valorant are the deaths in the main areas of any map. Like the amount of times when you die in these specific areas of the map should be minimum. Like almost never, essentially.
Beacon down.
Now here, you saw on the minimap that enemy deadlock is playing closer towards the left side. That deadlock can have anything. Shorty, Bucky, I mean, we didn't really see what she had on this specific reveal. So right now, after we destroy this wall, we need to send a boombot to support our allies. And with the boombot, we're pushing in. In this round, it is highly unlikely that anyone else is playing A set as well. Because in the first round, we saw Reyna playing A and literally no one else. So in this round, like, probably it's only Deadlock and Reyna, so after we kill the Deadlock, the site is probably opened up. Please, like, you know, when you're executing the bomb sites, in these, I mean, you don't have a boom, but that's a problem, like, what the fuck. Okay, another quick tip. Like, whenever you're entering the A set of Ascent, even if all of your teammates are prioritizing this pathing, prioritize that pathing as well. Like, one of the worst pathings that you can take, especially when you have numbers advantage or economy advantage, is this pathing onto the A set of Ascent. Why? Because you're isolating yourself in an open area of the map where enemies can kill you, and your teammates cannot really refrag you if enemies kill you from rafters or under the rafters, or from the short, in some of the examples. Fuck this pathing. Always go, you know, towards the generator, try to get here. Towards this corner, try to get there. Into the short smoke, with maybe close range weapons, when you're playing an eco halberd round to kill the enemies on short. On top of the generator, and that's it. Every other execute you do based on information that you have. Like, if enemies are really stuck somewhere and you can easily kill them, you know, by double satcheling into this position, do it. You know, why not? If you think you have an easy kill. Otherwise, like, just avoid this area of the map when you're executing a set of Ascent. Like, there was no reason for you to take that solo fight with this Deadlock. Also, Deadlock could have held you from the rafters, killed you like a potato, and now your teammates are in a 4v3, 4v4 post-plant. Once again, without you being alive, and two of your teammates are very low HP. Okay. This should be an easy round. Nice to do. That was unnecessary utility users, like, I mean, but to be honest, we saw that the Sova is all the way here, like, whatever. It really doesn't matter.
There.
Okay. Good. Good round. Now listen. On Ascent, if you push A site 2 rounds in a row, do it in a 3rd round as well. Especially if you save some kind of a weapon, such as Stinger, Judge, or Bucky. Because 80% of times, enemies on Ascent will be playing a bit more aggro in this A main area of the map. And it is mega easy with these close range weapons such as Shorty, Stinger, to kill those enemies once your teammates take the contact with the enemies. Like, just learn how to get on this position without making a single footstep, a single sound, you know, just use a silent step mechanic with a shift at the end and jump up here. And once your teammates get a contact with the enemies, especially if enemies one-way you, that's amazing. If enemies do a one-way smoke, then we can just send it, take an easy kill onto that Reyna that is maybe aggressive again, open up this area of the map. Even if you die in this bonus round, it doesn't matter. Like, it's a bonus eco round for you. Like, we don't have a good weapons anyways. Like, we should be trying to trade ourselves for the first kill that we can get. And since you already saw that this Reyna likes to play a bit more aggro in this aiming area of the map, that could have been an easy kill for us. Now, going B side, like, this might be a bit of a suicide. Like, enemies have the full buy now. Chances that enemy Sova is gonna play a stupid spam with the Odin is very high. Yes, we have a Sheriff to pressure that Sova back, but still, you know, God knows what our teammates are gonna do. Generally speaking, on Ascent, you should, when enemies have a bad team composition, such as this one, you should be trying to pressure the enemies on mid and A as much as you can before you turn your focus onto the B side. Because in the B main area of the map, there's a lot of shit that can happen to you. Like, enemies can like, just a second. Enemies can like spam you through the wall with like high pen weapons. Enemies can fuck you up with the darts, Molotovs, utility. Like, you don't want to be there. And regaining the map control from B main area of the map is a lot harder than from the A main area of the map. Now, another reason why we should push Ascent in this round is if you push A one more time, and God forbid, we win this round, enemy's mentality is broken. They're already flaming the guys on the A side. They're gonna be rotating and stacking the A side more, and faking in the fourth round is gonna be a lot easier for us. Basically, winning the fourth round is gonna be easy. Like, we can just call for the A fake, go B. Or for the B fake, go A. Trust me, in that fourth round, 80% of times, enemies will be doing some mega stupid fast rotation that you can capitalize on and win the round for free. Here, like, you know, we need to start fully passively. Like, my guy has a Sheriff. You need to be ready for the Sovas. Whenever enemies have a Sova in team, and for the first time ever, we're pushing the B side against full buy enemies on the defender side. Be ready to spam the Sova. And you should mainly pre-aim this smart ping here. Like this position. Basically, you know, Sova standing here and spamming you like this. And adjusting your spam based on, you know, where you see the Sova bullets. Like, I would just try to pressure that Sova back. Because usually Sova players pussy out once you start hitting them back. Very rarely they're gonna be committing to that spam because it's way too dangerous. Like, Sova is much closer to the wall than you are, and it's easier for us to find the Sova's body than for the Sova to find our body here. I mean, our head. Now, God help us. Once again, you should have bought a heavy shield because your light shield got broken in the last round. You have plenty of credits to, like, you know, play the fourth round. Buy that, you know, heavy shield. Like, it might save your life, man. That's what I was talking about. Like, one of the main things that you want to learn in Valorant while you're in this low elo are the most common plays that every single agent likes to do on every single map. Like, you need... That's why game knowledge is mega important. If you want to go from Iron 1 to Ascendant 1 in the shortest amount of time possible. Yes, aim is important, training your mechanics, like decision making, blah 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 blah, but game knowledge is crucial for you. Understanding how to play the maps, how to path, how to execute, how to hold the positions, and what different agents will or can do to fuck you up. Like you're playing on Ascent against Sova. This is something that you should expect for 10 out of 10 times. You're playing on Ascent against the Phoenix. In the first round, you're pushing A side. You need to predict and expect that she's gonna go for the Molotov here and for the flash in the A main. And we need to counter that. How? You just buy a classic light shield, 2 satchels and nade. Go up here. When the Phoenix goes for a flash, we peek the Phoenix. Basically, we just hide up here. Wait for our teammates to get the first contact. Phoenix uses a flash. We kill the Phoenix. Our teammates are well and alive. That's it. But this is something that you're still missing in your gameplay. And as I said, like, in this round, going B side was a suicide. Like, literally a suicide. Like, we have no idea how enemies are playing on B. You know? Enemies' A defense was very weak. If A pushes are working for you on Ascent, don't complicate things early on. Like, focus yourself on B only if defaulting mid and A pushes are not working for you. B side, like, is really, like, especially in this elo, like, you know, you really need to pray to God that your teammates are gonna push this area of the map properly. But also, you know, in this round we got a really good information. Sova is doing this stupid spam. So in the next round I would actually go B again. I would go B. And I would purchase the Odin, Heavy Shield, and Shorty. Yes, I know you're playing Raze. It doesn't fucking matter. You still have a Shorty and utility to enter the site. I would just tell my teammates to make the footsteps here, destroy the Sova dart, kill the Sova, now we move in. We eliminated one enemy. There's maximum 2 more enemies on the site. We can do the boombot to scout for the enemies in the logs or in that area of the map, like switch. We do the nade for the stairs and we can go out. Get up here, close the switch for your allies, move in together with them.
Spike carriers down. Spike carriers down.
Well, here you definitely baited your teammates a bit more than you should, like, you know. As soon as Reyna got the first kill, here, you should have peeked out and just swing this Reyna. I mean, not only peek out, you should have naded the Reyna and tried to take this kill.
Down B. Last player standing.
Okay. Okay. Now in this one, like, you know, once again, pushing both A and B is fine. We figured out how enemies are playing on A side. We figured out how they're playing on B. In this elo, like, very rarely players are gonna adapt to you and change the way they're playing, like, this early on in a match. Like, players in this elo mostly suffer from repetitiveness. They're way too repetitive. They like to do the same shit over and over again until you punish them 6, 7, 8 times in a row. Like here, if you're pushing A, enemy Reyna is probably gonna play a bit more aggro in the A main area of the map. We need to expect that. We need to counter that Reyna. If we're pushing B, get the Odin, spam the Sova back, kill the Sova, open the site, move in. What are you doing right now? You know, first of all, why the fuck you have a light shield? Buy the heavy shield, brother. Like, fuck the light shield meta. That doesn't exist anymore, especially because Outlaw exists in the game. You have money for the heavy shield. Buy the heavy shield. Now, why are we playing some kind of a... like, what are we doing right now? Like, it is still only the 4th round of the match. We cannot trust the Brimstone. We cannot trust the Reyna. We cannot trust the Fade. Nobody. Our 5-man executes on A were working just fine. Why are we changing our playstyle this early on when we know how enemies are going to play on A side? When we know that entering A was easy for us? No reason. I don't change your playstyle unless it really doesn't work for you. But seriously doesn't work. you know, for 2-3 rounds in a row.
Можем от мида попробовать сыграть.
There.
На шорт. Можем мид занять.
Авика же нету.
Ну, мы типа знаем, что сделать.
Listen, man, like, whenever your teammates are taking the mid control, play with them in this rank. Like, literally, like, on Ascent, it is not worth it. Letting your teammates take the mid control without you supporting them. They can make so many mistakes. Angle clearing, utility usage, positioning, crosshair placement, like, just take it with them. Essentially. Like, play some kind of a shit like this only if you're 100% certain that your teammates are gonna survive on the opposite part of the map and that the enemies are gonna push you on B side. I don't know what you're doing right now. How do you know that enemies are gonna push you through the B main area of the map? I have no idea. Based on the first 3 rounds. When did we see the enemies pushing B main area of the map? They just pushed mid in the previous round. I mean, the enemy Reyna that was very aggressive. Like you cannot, like, in the first, you know, 4 rounds of a game. Okay, let's say it like this. Let's put it in this way. In the first 3 rounds of every match in Valorant, you base your decisions mainly on the general rules that we follow for efficient and smart gameplay in Valorant. Based on team compositions, and that's it. In between the rounds 4 and round 8, you base your decisions only based on information that you have from the previous rounds. You're not gambling based on something that you don't know. And from the rounds 9 to round 12, then you can be changing your playstyle and how you play the game based on, like, what's working and what is not working for you. But rounds 4, you know, the rounds in between the round 4 and 8 are the easiest rounds for you to read the enemies and predict what they're gonna do on a defender side and attacker side as well. Like here, if I was starting this round, I would be playing from tiles, locking in the short area of the map for my team, while we are slowly taking mid area of the map. I really don't know what was the plan in this round. You know, Sage is AFK anyways. But we should have expected that short peek from the Reyna. I mean, that's what she did in the previous round, no? Okay, Reyna is aggressive. Now, I don't... And if I'm going A side, doing a 5-man push on A, I'm also expecting that Reyna to be in the A main area of the map. So I'm carefully taking that area of the map. But here, like, positioning yourself like this, without any real information how aggressive enemies are gonna be through this B main area of the map, you're just gambling the round.
Got the spike.
Based on information that you don't have. And now this round is 2 times harder than what it should have been. Silences, thank you for the tier 1 sub, man. Muchas gracias. This here as well, what you're doing right now, is way too dangerous. Like, wait. You know, whenever you have an AFK teammate, try to wait for him to come back. You know, if the round is already almost unwinnable, try to save that weapon, play default, see if the enemies are gonna push you, and that's it. Because the problem right now is, like, if you lose this round fast, God knows if this Sage is gonna come back for the next round. Here, you should have just waited for your Brimstone to come towards you, try to regroup with the Brimmy and Reyna, see if enemies are maybe gonna over-aggress you in mid, because that's what they did in the previous round. Try to get some kills there, and then based on how these fights go, we make some kind of a decision. And hopefully our Sage comes back. But forcing this solo fight here was completely unnecessary. Like, wait to see what's gonna happen. You know, Reyna is holding A main, we can lock in the mid, Brimstone can lock in the B main, wait for the Sage a bit. If enemies over-aggress us, we can maybe get a few kills, but now, you know, we're scattered on the map. Like, we're all playing some solo fights. that are not working in our favor, what are we doing? And you see, the Sage did come back. Exactly when you died. So if we were just a bit more patient, we would have been like 4 versus 5. Maybe we could have got some kind of a kill on mid. But basically, you know, when your Brimstone was coming behind you, here, Brimstone should be the one holding the B main push, and you're just holding the mid, here. The short peek from the Reyna. And that's it. Now, when the Sage comes back, okay, let's regroup somewhere, and let's try to take more space and more map control from the enemy team together.
Do not relent.
Once again, I really have no idea why the fuck are you buying the light shield. Buy the stupid heavy shield, man. It will save your life. Like, trust me, you can do an experiment. I always tell, you know, I always do this with the players that I coach privately. Like, do an experiment. Like, for 2 months in a row. Every single time, when you have money for the heavy shield in a full buy round, buy the heavy shield instead of the light shield. And track down how many times you survived with less than 25 HP when when you took the first fight with the enemies. Trust me, it is gonna be more than enough to value the heavy shield over the light shield.
Launching smoke. Beacon here.
Now, swinging in this area with the map, like, even if you have a steam beacon, brother, like, you know, jump spot that angle first, and then, you know, then swing the enemies. Here, like, this should be an easy round for us. Like, there's 2 imbeciles playing close to us. We should be sending the boombot towards them, pressuring them with a nade, satcheling in, and that's it. What the fuck did we do? What the fuck did we do, bro? What? Your teammates are moving in. Your Fade. You have perfect smokes from your Brimstone. Fade revealed 2 enemies on the site. Which are probably the only enemies on the site right now. Since they always played like 2 guys on A. These are the opportunities that you should be happy to take when you're playing duelists. Right now, you know, drop the boombot like this, drop the nade towards the enemies, move in with the satchels, lead your teammates in. Did Deadlock do some wall or something? Let me hear the sound, like IMs, you know. Just a second, bro. I don't know if she did a wall. Let me hear it. I mean, she did the wall, but you should have destroyed that wall. I mean, the easiest moment of time to destroy the Deadlock's wall is when you have a smoke cover and the wall is just deploying, because you don't need to spend like 90 bullets to destroy the wall. You can just spend like 15-20 bullets and lead your teammates in. Now we're gonna waste our time destroying that wall. Enemies are gonna rotate. We wasted 2 smokes. Fade reveal, like, what the fuck? You know? Like, look what your teammates, like, what the fuck are you doing, bro? 4 of your teammates are here. They're ready to move out. Where are you going? And I don't know, like, you really need to, you really need to give a bit more like, you know, cleaner comms. I really don't understand what you're saying, to be honest. And anyways, like in low elo and medium elo, I mean, in any rank in Valorant, like, players are mentally disabled in Valorant. like, when you give some kind of a call out to your allies, never tunnel vision yourself onto that call out. Like, whenever you give a call out in Valorant, spend at least 2, 3, or 4 seconds on the minimap to see if your teammates are listening to that call out, and then make a decision what you want to do. But here, I didn't understand you, like, what you said, to be honest. You should have played, like, basically, this was like, this was the best moment of time for you to move in. Like, you couldn't get a better moment of time than now. We destroyed the deadlock wall. We know that there's maximum 3 enemies on the A site. 2 enemies are revealed. They're gonna be prowlered by your fade. Boombot, nade, satchels, move in. Your teammates are not giving up on this push. And you gave up on them way too quickly, to be honest. Anyways, in this round, another thing that I would try, instead of doing whatever the fuck you're doing right now, is a 20-second rule. Let's cut the noise for 20 seconds. Let's see if enemies are gonna maybe peek into the A main area of the map. And after 20 seconds, let's re-hit the A site. Anyways, Brimstone has one more smoke. Plenty enough. I mean, we just need the smoke for the switch, for the A short anyways. But here, separating from your allies, like playing this lonely game, not supporting them, like... Good luck with this gameplay in this low elo, like, you know? Your teammates will be falling down like potatoes. And yeah, the rounds are gonna be interesting. Isn't it a valid strategy to switch to heavy shield if enemies using outlaws and phantoms? But how do you know that enemies are not using outlaws and phantoms right now? Like, never play Valorant based on information that you don't have. Like, the worst thing you can do in Valorant is like playing based on nothing. Dude is dipped out on his boys. You should have been there, man. You should have been there. And here, you should have cleared these angles much safer. Like, you know, basically, we needed to clear this position. I mean, right now, you don't know if an enemy is there. Check it.
Spike down A.
May I ask, like, what is that nade for? Ah, okay. You heard that Raze pushing. Reyna pushing. Okay. I don't know. Horrible round. Like, the last 2 rounds... 3 rounds. Horrible. Decisions like... how you play around your allies, what type of callouts you're giving them, like... Unnecessary complication of a match that could have been really simple for us. Really fucking simple.
Going to
Now pushing A in this round is totally fine. But you know, start reading the enemies a bit. Like, in this round you have the ultimate. Why are you even buying a Vandal? Like, in this round, you should actually buy the weapon for Reyna. You know, Vandal. Tell the Reyna to drop you the, maybe Judge, you know. Stinger, whatever you prefer.
You're going to scatter.
Buy the light shield and we go in. Like, and in this round, going Ascent is good. Really, really good. Because enemies are consistently playing in the A main area of the map. Like, already at the start of the round, I'll be doing this. Fuck, I unbinded the... You know, using the ultimate from here and entering the site. Like, there's fucking no way that enemies are once again not gonna play here.
From my stuff. Super.
Together.
Where are you?
To be honest, like, you should have done the fast ultimate that I've showcased you right now. Like, you know, We know the Deadlock likes to do the wall in the aim area of the map. They like to jump spot this position. Like, as I said, like, there's no fucking way that one enemy wouldn't be close.
Real side.
Listen, like, before you go, like, when you don't have information about the enemies on the bomb site, your teammates are not pressuring you to go in. Like, take your time. When you're, like, using your ultimate from the choke points. Like, I will still here use my nade. Like this. Use the boombot to clear the enemies on the left side. And then I would use the ultimate and move into the site. And once again, like, we should not be prioritizing this pathing. Like, you should be going more up in the air. So it's easier for you to fuck up the enemies. Here, take some cover. And then around this cover, we maybe kill another enemy. Like here, even if you kill that Reyna, I mean, even if you killed that Reyna before she killed you, you probably would have died anyways. Because you're way too overexposed. You don't have any cover for yourself. And enemies can be on any angle on the Ascent right now.
Real side. Зайди, зайди.
What was this round, bro? What the hell was this round?
Safety's off.
Yeah, bro, like, relax, man. Relax. Like, this is your main account. You know? This is your main account. Never surrender. Like, don't be that guy. Just don't be that guy. You know, it's only 2-4. It's attacker side of Ascent is also heavily defender side of the map in ranked solo queue. Like on Ascent, if you win 4 or 5 rounds on attack, you should be more than happy. And you're really close to winning 4 rounds right now. Like, don't be this guy, bro. Like, now your teammates are gonna lose their mentality because they're gonna see this surrender vote. They won't give a shit. They won't try hard. We don't know. Like, basically, the only times in Valorant when if you care about the rank and you care about your account, this option doesn't exist for you, essentially. No matter how much you're losing a specific game. Every kill that you take, every fight that you win, every round that you win will impact the health of your account in a positive or negative way. When you surrender, it's only negative. Then you ask yourself, like, how am I winning only 13 rank rating and losing 27 or 22? This is how. And why are you even playing Valorant? Why are you even playing this match if your mentality is so bad at this moment of time? Like this is the bottom of Valorant mentality. Like, if you're getting in a match with an option to surrender, don't play that match at all. Like, don't play that game. Go do something else. Do some aim training. I don't know, like play Swift, play Deathmatch, play Deadlock, League of Legends, like something else. Why are you wasting your time then? This is just waste of time. Essentially. If you're getting in a game with this mentality.
My ult's not ready.
Deadlock wall now.
And once again, like, you know what enemies are doing. You know where your teammates are dying. Support them. Like, I mean, if in this elo, if you have like 2 or 3 teammates that are taking space in the mid area of the map, help them out. Trust me, they will make they can make enormous amount of mistakes while they're on mid. Like, you should only start in aim and B-man areas of the map if you think you can get some easy solo kill, or you think enemies are gonna push you there. I mean, you know that enemies are gonna push you there and you can kind of trade, you know, a potential death of your teammates in mid with a kill in the A main or B main area of the map. Here, like, you know, we don't have any information. Enemies never pushed us through A main or B main areas of the map. We know nothing. But we know that enemy Reyna likes to fight aggressively for the mid area of the map. I mean, Aizo also did that in one of the previous rounds. If we have that information, let's support our teammates.
Не дали дым to put.
But also, like, once again, just like really stupid gameplay overall. Like, you know, here, okay, our A executes are not working. This deadlock is fucking us up on the A side. Deadlock has been playing A every fucking round. Let's go B. Let's do a farm and push on B. We still don't know how that's gonna work. We can counter the Sova, kill the Sova through the wall with a Guardian, Odin, whatever, take an easy kill, and open the side for our teammates. Why not? That's the solution. One of the solutions that we could have applied in this match.
My territory, my rule. I have them now. Listen up.
And listen, man, like, this first kill onto Reyna was really good. Obviously, like there was no reason for you to use a nade, to use a boom bot, anything to engage enemies in short, because enemies don't know how much space you have taken from top mid. Very good. We played on a surprise mechanic, essentially. But as soon as you kill the Reyna, and we knew that deadlock is here somewhere, don't swing her like in a clean 50-50 fight if you're already playing Raze. Pull out that nade, bam. You know, pressure her to move backwards or closer, like, and try killing her while she's running around. Or, instead of doing a clean, you know, peek, like, do the Ferrari satchel, destroy that monkey. Drop the boom bot, now peek that idiot. Like, there was no reason for you to risk this 50-50 duel against this deadlock. You could have made this fight work in your favor much easily. Because she had a stinger, you don't have a heavy shield. Like, this deadlock should have killed you. Like, she should have deleted you from the map. And right now, we really need to destroy the cocoon, like, our Brimstonezinho is gonna perish. I don't know, man, like, here, like, you should have just moved towards some safety and fuck. Even if you knew that Aizo is there, like, you should have just went to some safety and let's destroy this. I mean, what? Our Brimstone is getting, you know, is being fished, bro. Like, what the fuck? And here, like, that nade was not bad. Just you should have waited a bit more to fight that Aizo. You know, let the nade explode, listen to the footsteps, listen where that Aizo is gonna go, and then once again with a satchel, with a boom bot, go for a better peek. Here you should have waited for the nade to explode, initial impact, so that this Aizo's aim and movement is displaced. Like, his crosshair is gonna go up, down, etc, etc. Once we get that initial impact, we swing out, we kill this motherfucker, and that's it. But I really don't know, like, why we didn't free our friend Brimstone there. God forbid in this round if you die from that Reyna on A short. Just don't die from A short, bro. Never mind, we're not gonna die from A short, we're gonna die from bottom mid. Listen, basically, when your teammates are taking mid control, you need to give them two callouts. Like, tell the Brimstonezinho, your controller, to give you the smokes for A short, And always tell your recon character to give you something for bottom mid. Tell the Sova to give you a dart for mid area of the map. Tell the Fade to give you the reveal. The Hound on top of here. If they don't know how to do proper utility, just tell them to throw this utility however the fuck they know. You know, tell the Fade to use a reveal just in the middle here. At least I know whether or not the enemies can be close and whether or not they're peeking the mid area of the map. And if you can, tell your teammates not to peek. If your teammates don't listen to any of this shit, fuck it. You know, like, if you have a smoke for short, then always start bottom mid, and then we can peek the enemies. From this position, try to kill that ISO. We can jump spot the ISO, bait his shot, and then go in. We can go for a Ferrari. Satchel peek to displace the ISO's, you know, crosshair placement, and essentially to potentially make him whiff that op shot. Nice steps.
Good luck for that.
Now in this round, you know, like, when you make a true numbers advantage on the attacker side, immediately, you know, check the minimap a bit. You know, ask yourself, like, what is the next step for you? Because your next step right now is not really to go into the market. Like, when you make such a numbers advantage on the like attacker side, your main priority is to regroup all of your allies to play together on a refrag potential. Like here, there's really no reason for us to be in the market alone with our Brimstone. Two of our teammates are in the aiming area of the map. Like, we should just regroup and hit something together. And in this, right here, it really doesn't matter what we hit, as long as we play together. Generally speaking, on every map in Valorant that has the mid area of the map, such as Ascent, if you exchange a few numbers with the enemies in that mid, during the round, in general, like, the best idea is to regroup the rest of your teammates over some main area of the map and just play that round like it just started. That is the easiest way to control what type of fights your teammates are going to be picking and to fight the gunfights together with your allies. Getting here at the top, you know, in the pizza was really stupid. Like, we know that that Sova is definitely a B player. We have no idea where's Deadlock. We have no idea where's the Reyna. Enemies can easily peek us. You know, Reyna is maybe gonna peek us through this smoke and backstab our allies and kill them here. Maybe Deadlock push the aim in area of the map. She's gonna kill two of your teammates that are here. Fuck this shit, man. Like, you make a true numbers advantage. You're 4 versus 3. Look at the minimap and ask yourself, how can I connect with the rest of my team in the safest way possible to just push something together as 4, 5, 6, 3, I don't know, like, how many of you are there, without risking too much and without relying on the factors of luck and timing to win this round.
Good luck for that.
I mean, how you died here, like, there was really nothing you could have done. You got distracted by the enemy Reyna, then Sova killed you, like, whatever. But we should not have been here at the first place. Now listen, in this elo, all the way from Iron 1 to Immortal 3, if you have the Raze ultimate, just call for the 5 and push somewhere and that's it. Like, you don't need to complicate it at all. Like, open the bomb site with your ultimate, move your teammates in, and that's it. Especially when your teammates are, like, up and down, such as these one. You know, our Fade is 2-7, Sage is 2-7, this guy is 4-6, like... Not really the greatest allies ever to exist. Open the site for them, pressure the enemies, play the post, that's it. Like, you don't need to be mid right now. I know, you know, we can maybe punish this Reyna and kill this Reyna in A short again. I mean, not again, but kill her in short. It's way too risky. Why would we? Why are you willing to take that risk? I don't know. Stupid. Just stupid. You have your ultimate. You have Raze ultimate. Call for the fireman push somewhere. In this specific match, I would just do a push again. Destroy the deadlock wall. Kill one enemy on the bomb site. You know, drop the nade, drop the boom bot, double satchel, open the site for your allies. There was no reason to complicate this round again. Where did that Reyna go, man? And it's a bit of a shame, you know, how we're playing these rounds. Because we know how enemies are positioning. Like, basically, in the last 4 rounds, Reyna always played short. Clove played in the pizza. Iso played mid with the operator somewhere. Sova is spamming the B wall with a Odin, and Deadlock is playing alone passively on the A side. You know, if enemies played with this type of positioning for the last like 4 to 6 rounds, what makes you believe that they're gonna change something? Like, these guys are just in these elos mega repetitive with the positioning. Like, very rarely they change their setups because their playbooks are very shallow. They expect their teammates to win the rounds for them, and their teammates to defend specific areas of the map. But Valorant doesn't work like that. I mean, thankfully here your allies were able to kill these 3 idiots on mid, but still, like, way too much of a risk. And right now, once we got these 3 kills, what should we do? Regroup towards some safe area of the map and reset the round. Like, we should either go A main or B main and hit the A set and B set like the round has just started. Guys, let's go B. Come B main. Come be annoying, you know. Persuade them somehow. If they don't want to listen, then fuck it, just follow them up. Like, follow the allies that have the higher chance of dying, and that's it.
One enemy remaining.
I mean, here, you know that Clove played mid. Let's just push something, you know, let's push A short together, let's push, I don't know. Basically, like, whenever you open up the map a bit, and you take a few kills on the attacker side, you really want to avoid, in this elo, like, open areas of the map, where enemies can fuck you up based on timings, based on poor angle clearing, and shit like that. Reset the rounds more.
Hard right.
Need to blow something up.
It's not that I don't trust you. I just don't trust your teammates. Okay. What the fuck did I just see? Brother, like, you're playing Raze, you know? Whenever an enemy is stuck like a potato in some kind of a corner, your automatic thought process should be nading that imbecile. That was a free kill for you. Then, enemy deadlock did a wall. Okay? Let's destroy the wall from a safer position. You don't want to destroy the wall here. While being exposed from the generator, backside, rafters. What the fuck? We should have naded that imbecile. Take a kill. Destroy the wall. And now we can move in. And in this round, if we kill this guy, I will not even use the ultimate. I will not even use the ultimate. Like if we take that kill. Thank God. Yeah, here, I mean, there's no reason to use the ultimate. Like, we made a 5v4 numbers advantage. We can just move in with the satchels and with our allies.
Kevin,
There was no reason to do this. You know? And also, when you're using the ultimate, like, as I said, like, you really need to prioritize this type of pathing towards the left side. So that you're not spending too much time in an open area of the map while you're using the ultimate or after you use the ultimate.
Kevin,
I see the next round.
Here.
At least his teammates are good at post plants. At least we can trust them with that. If nothing else.
No prisoners.
Może ten short.
Here.
Smoke's down.
Also, like, when you're taking the mid space, like, pay attention where your teammates are most commonly dying as you're taking the mid space. Like, in this match, your team has died way too many times when they're picking the top mid area of the map. If that is already the case scenario, then, like, you know, you need to start top mid. Like, jump spotting the enemies, doing a Ferrari satchel peek, getting on top of this small box, and doing a double peek from this position and this position. I don't know, like this fade is once again, like, swinging the top mid, and ISO played with the operator, like, in the market 24/7.
Yeah, that's fine.
Listen, if you want to get up, like, here, first of all, what you try to do here was a bit dangerous, because your teammates are not ready to support you. But if you want to jump up here, you need to jump and use the satchels, actually, and try not to hit your head. Now I cannot do it, like, I'm an imbecile, but I showcased you, like.
You had your fun. My turn. Grenade. Here. My turn. Grenade. Here.
Now listen, this nade that you did here in short would have been actually good, because enemy Reyna played in the A short area of the map a lot of the times. And there is a huge chance that she's sitting in that smoke, ready to pop flashes and peek us. That's actually a really good thought process, but once again, like, you know, missed utility. Now that smoke disappeared, we cannot really focus on this guy bottom mid because Reyna played short every round.
Launching smoke.
We are gonna... Nah, thanks God. God saved you in this round, literally.
Down.
Spike down mid.
God saved you in this round.
I have the spike.
One enemy remaining.
Jak sobie na B może. Sama.
Good work. Launching smoke. Dim beacon.
Also, man, listen, like, no matter which round you're playing, on the attacker side of Ascent, whenever enemies are eco halberd bonus on defense, just call for the 5-man push on A. Like, there's no reason to complicate things on mid or some shit like that.
Armor, weź mi fejdę.
Good work. Launching smoke. Dim beacon here.
Get it. We'll catch them. Grenade!
Smoke's down.
Spike down mid.
Solid round. Okay. Solid angle clearing, solid utility usage, like... I really have nothing to shit about. Like, the only thing I have to shit about is that you need to start tracking what enemies are doing on a defender side, man, like, so that you make easier game decisions where to push, what to push, where to expect the enemies and stuff like that. Like here, like, what are you checking, man? Deadlock was always the A player. Reyna's was always the A player. Like, what are you checking right now? Like, you should be running through this area of the map as fast as possible, because enemies are either in the CT here, or they're in the smoke behind you, ready to backstab you in the ass. And then there's no one on site. Like, that awareness you're kind of missing, and then you still need to do that map awareness training. That I don't know if you're doing that training at all, man. You know, that map awareness training that I share with you. That is still mega beneficial for you to do. Like, you're still not actively thinking what enemies are doing on defender's side and trying to counter them and find some solutions. Okay, this should be an easy post plant, you know, like, just play with your allies on refrag and that's it. What deal is this VOD? Diamond 1.
На КТ беру.
Yeah, this was an easy post plant. Okay. Okay, I mean, you kind of realize what you can fix on the attacker side, man. Like, basically, you just need to put more focus on to what is easier for you, simplifying the rounds a bit more, having better utility usage when you're taking the A main space and A site, and you need to put more focus onto what enemies are doing to fuck you up and to fuck your teammates up, and how are the enemies positioning. Like, because there was not even a reason to lose these 4 rounds that we lost. Like, we could have finished this half 12-0, literally 12-0. But 8-4 on the attacker side of Ascent is really good. Like that should be an easy match for you to close out, to be honest. Like, because defense on this map is mega easy. Okay. Okay, now is the time for the defender side of Ascent. Let's see what our friend Diving can do a bit better, and why we didn't win this match, because it's like 46 minutes and we're winning 8-4 from the attacker side of Ascent. Now, TLDR, on Ascent, your default bomb site, #1 priority, A site. Your secondary priority, B site. Remember that on a defender side, Ascent is a fast rotation map, so you always prioritize team play over the map control. Essentially, on the first contact between your allies and enemies, we should be making some kind of a move. Either supporting our teammates or something else, depending what is the smartest thing to do at that specific moment of time. Now, on Ascent, you always prioritize market control and A short control over the A site and B site, especially if you're alone playing on the A site and B site, and if enemies are splitting A and B. Essentially, once the enemies have the control of the market, control of the garden, they can fuck you up and fuck your teammates up in so many different ways. Now, on this map, already from the first full buy round, so, you know, either the third or fourth round, we want to play semi-aggressive. You know? We want to play semi-aggressive. Essentially, we never want to sell the B main, mid, and A main control for free. Like, we always want to get information whether or not enemies are there, and we want to play passively only when that is part of some kind of a grandiose plan, you know, like to surprise the enemy with some kind of a setup, essentially. Now, in the first round, we always play on A. In a second round, we also always play on the A side. And then from the third round, you're always positioning yourself based on what you think enemies are going to do next. You know, where they're going to go, what they're going to push, etc, etc. Now, in the first round with Raze, you have plenty of different options. Like, basically, you can quite literally force the Sheriff if you want. And, you know, like, tell your Omen or whoever to one-way you in the A main area of the map. Go for the one-taps. If enemies cross the smoke, we can pressure them with a nade, like this. Go for a peek, try to get the kills. Option number 2, same shit, just with a ghost and satchel. Even better. Even better. Why? Because if enemies are close to us, we can use the satchel to displace the close enemies. These enemies here are going to be scattered, moving either forward or backwards. And essentially, you know, those should be easy kills for us. Now, third option is obviously classic pistol shorty. Like, you know, you can basically start the round here. Buy the classic, buy the shorty, buy the light shield. With Raze, if you play a classic shorty strategy, in the first round, you always prioritize light shield over any other piece of utility. Now, you tell one of your teammates to bait for you. We're waiting for the enemies here. And then on timing, we're popping out, killing the enemies. Also, we can try to scatter the enemies with a nade. Split them apart as they're moving in. And try to get the kills. Now, what you decide to do, it really depends what suits you the best. You know, which playstyle and what you prefer as a player. Raze is amazing on this map in taking the A main and B main control because of her utility, obviously, and playing a bit more aggro. So with the Raze, it's really a shame, you know, if you're selling this control and this control for free without even trying to surprise the enemies in some double bait setup or, you know, setup of our own as well. Now, let's see what our friend is gonna do and what enemies are gonna do, essentially. Like, I mean, based on the enemy's team composition, like, I mean, they do have okay utility to fight for the A main and B main areas of the map, but we just have a so much better defender side comp. Like, basically, this comp, I guess this one here, should never be able to take A main and B main for free. And they really need to fight more for the mid area of the map. But in Valorant, team compositions, in ranked, of course, don't matter at all. Better team will always win. You can win and you can lose the match with 5 duelists, literally. Like, it really doesn't matter. But let's see what happens here. Okay, so we're doing exactly what I said we should not be doing. Like, okay, this is another strategy that you can play. You know, you can play the same strategy that we play with Chamber, with Jet. So what he's trying to do, he's putting his shorty here, baiting the enemies to come through A main area of the map with a classic pistol, you know, just fighting for information. And he wants to get a shorty and kill an enemy that is going for the switch. This play is amazing, you know, when you're playing some eco rounds, halberd rounds, even in the first round as well. But if you want to do this play, you should still fight aggressively for the A main area of the map. You know, like, get a classic, get a light shield. Tell your Brimstone brother, can you do a one-way smoke for A main? Try to split the enemies apart and try to kill them with one classic triple shot or a few bullets, you know? Don't risk it too much. Maybe we get a kill, maybe we don't get a kill. But we're definitely gonna waste some time from the enemy's push. Maybe get a kill, maybe deal tons of damage to the enemy team. And then we're just waiting for the switch. Camping in the enemy's smoke. Enemies go for the switch. We go for the basically jump spot peek. Take the classic pistol. And then we can either play passively and retake together with our allies. Or if our teammates are still alive on the bomb site, maybe we can help them out somehow. Let's see how he's gonna play this. But with the Raze, I would never in my life, on any map in Valorant, prioritize utility over the light shield if you want to play some shorty strategy in the first round. And of course, if you play this strategy, never commit too much, to the gunfights in a main area of the map. You really cannot die. That's the whole point of this strat.
Не спада. Много.
But here, listen, man, if you already bought this much utility, I don't know, I would maybe try, to take a kill with this classic pistol, I mean, I'm not gonna, as I said, I'm not gonna fight too much, but I would still try to do this, triple shot, and then go back. You don't need to commit, to some gunfights. Just go for the triple shot, go back at the, shorty, and then play here.
Ты дали. Ты дали.
У меня 1 хп, можешь меня похилить?
And also, listen, when the enemy's push through the aiming area of the map is being delayed, and you don't have information whether or not enemies can be short, guard this. Hold the A short area of the map. Hold the flank and lurk. And then, when the enemies are moving in, get in a smoke and do this. 90% of times, you will have time to do something like this.
Тяжелый мат.
Right now, enemy's push is being delayed by your Sage wall. Enemies are still not moving in. The A short is completely open. When you're playing inside of this smoke for this strategy and no one is guarding short for you, guard the short and then get back into the smoke when the enemies are moving in. Simple as that. This is really dangerous, what we're doing right now.
Они могут съебаться, нас тут 5 явно много.
By the way, that nade that he did, is also a bit wasted. Basically, when do you want to use your nade? When you're playing on a defender side, passively. When you see one enemy already moving through the choke point. The enemy ISO is in. Enemy Jet dashed in. Enemy Raze satcheled in. So we are trying to separate that one enemy from the rest of their team to fuck up that guy, and then we deal with the rest of the enemy team. In this match, they don't have a dive character. This nade here, was really mistimed. If I was sitting in this smoke here, I would just be looking at the minimap. 24/7. And as soon as I see on the minimap one enemy here, I would just do this nade, we kill that guy, the rest of the enemy team will either fall back or move in. But there's no way that all 5 enemies are gonna be here. So that nade here, a bit of a waste.
5 явно.
Now listen, whenever enemies are this close to you, and you have a boombot, you have a satchel, try to take a kill, especially if you end up in some numbers disadvantage. Here, what I would do is, first of all, when we were doing this rotation, your whole team started rotating, we should have closed the A doors. And just fully eliminate that angle from existence. We're not fighting for A set anymore. Now, when the Reyna was here, okay, we didn't kill the Reyna, never mind, whatever. Now, Reyna is still short. Try, maybe with Boombo, try to pressure her, try to go for a triple shot, try to get that kill, because we're already in some kind of a disadvantage.
I mean,
And literally, like, you know, whenever your whole team leaves the A site and your whole team is short, or you are the only guy guarding this area of the map, always close the doors and sell the A site. It is not worth it anymore guarding both of these positions and dying based on timing. Like, we really don't know if all of the enemies rotated back. We don't know what is the enemy's plan. Like, we heard some enemies mid. Okay, let's deal with the enemies on mid. I mean, even if the enemies go onto the A site and we just play a 5v5 retake, that is still better than dying in such a stupid way like this. And whenever you're closing the switch to isolate these two angles into separate fights, also be aware that there is a timing that an enemy can shift into the bomb site, get onto the rafters, go behind, you know, like all of that stuff. But that enemy needs like 10 to 15 seconds to complete all of that. Especially if he's properly clearing all of the angles. It's gonna take him 20 seconds. So just be aware of that timing and always tell your teammates, you know, when you close the doors, hey guys, enemies can be CT, they can be on the rafters, watch out. Like here, it is mega stupid, like dying from the main area of the map, when we could have just closed the doors, isolate the short, kill on enemies on short, and then we, you know, proceed with the round. Okay.
Oh, mid.
Now, in the second round, personally, I would always gamble on the A set again. But in these low elo lobbies, usually when the players lose or win, I mean, it doesn't matter, like, if they lose or win the first round, they're gonna go B. First, you know, people have the wrong mentality about how to play Ascent. So, like, here, gambling on B set is fine anyways, like, it's an eco round, you can do whatever you want. But personally, like, I would always defend the A set and A short, because retaking A site and A short with the close range weapons is a bit harder than retaking the B site, because it's harder to close the gap with the enemies, essentially, if they're playing the posters from the long range angles. Now, if you already want to play this second round on the B site, like this eco round, I would just recommend you to once again play a classic shorty strat. Like, basically drop a shorty right here with any agent. Get a classic pistol, jiggle pick the enemies here for information. Don't waste any of your utility. Like, nothing. I will not use a satchel, boombot, nothing. Like, I will save everything for their actual push to fuck them up on the site. Maybe go for one tap, you know, if you see the enemies, but don't commit to the fight that much. Destroy the enemies. Recon dart, take the shorty, camp here. As the enemies are moving through speedway, bop bop, take an easy kill. We can delay the enemy's push here. We can delay the enemy's push through the stairs. And then we can maybe get ready for the second, you know, like, fight in the speedway.
Просто кинуть?
Не, тебя дрона бы сломать, когда он дронить будет, ладно, забей.
But as I said, like, you know, the general consensus and the general rule that you want to follow on the attacker side of, on the defender side of Ascent is like, always play the first 2 rounds on A site and gamble on A. And then from the 3rd round, like, you position yourself however you want. Like, in this round, like, what he should have done is, like, the same... Yo, Trakanashi, thank you a lot for the tier 1 summon. Muchas gracias. Like, in this round, what he should have done is basically what he tried to do in the first round. And that's it. But to be honest, like, our teammates here, like, delay their push for quite a lot, to be fair. And this nade that he did is actually really nice, because enemies started moving through the choke point. Enemies are gonna be separated a bit, and we can still get a kill onto this guy with a classic pistol. Like, you should have, like, get a bit deeper into the smoke and go for it. I mean, even if you have a classic pistol, that's maybe the only kill that we're gonna get at this moment of time. Who knows, like, in what type of fights we're gonna end up later. Like, you should have just done this, you know, try to kill that dude. If you die, you die. If you don't die, that, you know, great. That's maybe the only kill we're gonna get right now.
Schowanie jest.
Spike planted.
Bomb by that.
Or maybe not.
Satchel out.
Nice shooting, bro. I really don't know like what your Reyna did in this round. Like, why the fuck she pussied out, man? Like, after these 2 kills, like, this round was really winnable, bro. Like, especially because Reyna has a Spectre. But from your side, like, this was more than enough, like, to be honest. Like, to be honest here, because we don't have that much time to retake the site, and we really cannot kill both of these enemies with a classic pistol alone. Like, here you should just play for the exits. To build up your ultimate, to completely destroy the enemy's economy, and that's it. Like, now with 45 HP, peeking through this smoke is just a suicide.
Under.
Last player standing.
Like, you should have... I mean, your Reyna is probably gonna take the kills anyways. Like, it doesn't matter. Good eco round. I mean, like... Heavy shield down. 3 enemies down. Like, really nice. Really nice.
Пойдем по флешку, Рейна.
Now, in this 3rd round, like... I don't know what to tell you, man. Like, you know... It's a completely 50-50 gamble. Completely 50-50 gamble. Like, there is a chance for enemies to go B. I don't know. Based on my feeling, they're probably gonna go B. With these, like, eco round and halberd weapons. Like, so okay. Let's see how this goes. But in this round, like, we should not be fighting too aggressively for the main area of the map. Like, we mainly want to abuse the gun advantage that we have right now to win this round, and just play a proper refill with our allies.
Я есть что неопытная Рейна.
So here, like, you're fighting way too aggro for this. Like, that nade is a complete waste, because we cannot, you know, we're not going for the peak. And this is too aggro for this round, where enemies are playing, like, you know, eco halberd bonus weapons. Like, all you needed to do in this round is hold some tight pixel angle here, as tight as your reaction time allows you, or jiggle pick this angle, try to get a kill, and instantly just reposition yourself onto some off angle to kill the enemies. The enemies don't have a dive characters, so, you know, basically, we can easily stop their pushes through the choke points without any real problems with our teammates. And then, like, when we should have used the nade is, once again, when the enemies are moving through the smoke, you know, and to separate them. But staying here, like, where you stayed, while being revealed by that Sova dart, that was a suicide move, man. Like, here, like, you know, we should have just instantly repositioned on some off angle or onto the speedway. Like, I don't know, why do you even want to contest the enemies in some kind of a fight? You see, here, like, having a nade would have been amazing, actually. Because, like, you know, we can just jiggle peek this spot with a nade. ISO is moving in, we do this, we do the boombot. That's it. Now we can aggress the ISO, kill the ISO with our Reyna before the rest of the enemy team comes out. And that's it. How to buy coaching session, and is it available in what? Just contact me through private messages on Discord. Tell me what you want to buy, and yeah, that's basically it.
Main убил. Бомба в мейне. Там еще, значит, будет чел.
Okay, now, you know, like, when you end up in this 5v2, like, just play with your most aggressive teammates, bait the shit out of them, trade them, make sure that they don't die for nothing, and that's it. Like, we cannot lose this round, right?
Ты можешь с Гардена здесь на шутку убежать. Прям здесь мишень.
Like in this example here, like instead of you playing with your teammates on site, you definitely should have played with your teammates in mid, like because enemies are in these type of scenarios where enemies push through the B main area, the map gets stopped. Most of the times, like they're gonna come back, fighting your teammates in tiles and in mid. So here, like as soon as we stop the enemy's push and you saw that your Fade is alone mid, you should have just moved there. Anyways, your Sage and Reyna, I mean, with the Slorbs and all of the utility they have, they can easily deal with a Deadlock and Claw.
Лузу бомбу.
But if Brimstone and Fade die, that's a bit of a problem. Like, then enemies open such a wide area of the map, and, you know, we can easily end up in some kind of a 3 versus 2.
Прям здесь мишень. Я здесь, типа.
Here.
Enemy spotted B.
Follow the Sage.
One enemy remaining.
Okay.
Spike down B.
We have the spike. Follow the Reyna. 10 seconds. Okay. Okay. I mean, we could have kept a bit better distance with our Reyna, and, you know, as soon as Reyna made a footstep, who cares? Like, who cares if the Clove knows that you are there as well? Like, as long as we fight together, we win this round together. You know, that was a bit too much, like, too much baiting, essentially. Like, fuck it, you know. What is Clove with the Spectre gonna do? Like, kill both of you in this silo? Come on, man. Like, it's, you know, these guys don't know
Все, вот это 7-я.
what they're
Не,
doing.
сейчас там изи, бро. Тебе просто... Тебе надо вот просто на ешке.
У меня грана нет, у меня нет нормальной брони, это хрень.
Now, in this round, playing on A side, good gamble. Good gamble. Because 2 rounds that enemies won, they actually won them on the A side. Like, A side is also our default site on this map. So, usually when you have zero idea where the enemies are gonna go, we should play A. I just don't get it. Like, we have only 1 Sentinel in this match. What the fuck is our Sage doing in Market? That Sage should be playing on B side. Like, on a defender side, you really need to micro-correct your Sentinels to do proper utility. I mean, you know, walling off bottom mid is, like, sometimes okay. Especially if you want to go for some peaks and take some kills, but... like, enemies didn't touch the mid area of the map in the previous 3 rounds. Like, the previous 3 rounds, they just called for the 5-man push somewhere. Either A or B. And the only time they were on mid was when we stopped their push on A side. But right now, this Sage should be walling either A or B instead of playing mid.
Без гана.
And also, like, as I said, already from this round here, we need to start aggressing the enemies. Like, basically, we cannot sell to the enemy team all of this space here and here for free. I ask your Brimstone Zinga, Brimstone, brother, like, can you start in Market? Can you give me a one-way smoke for A side? And with a nade, boombot, satchels, like, you know, I guess against this team composition, you should be getting at least 1 kill in the A main area of the map.
Тебе придется с ними 1-1 просто файтиться. Так больше не буду. Дебил, блядь.
Очень много. Само под бабу.
And here, like, instead of playing this angle that you're playing right now, you should be fighting with your teammates on mid. Like, on Ascent, you really need to kinda, you know, like, you don't really want to have a mindset like, fuck the map control completely. Like, sometimes, you know, you don't want to get backstabbed by timings, and you don't want to sell a specific areas of the map for free always. But, like, you know, when you know that your enemies are fighting your teammates somewhere, just rotate fast. Help them out. Let's deal with these enemies on top mid first. We have a nade to fuck up these enemies on top mid. Our Reyna is anyways defending the A site. She is holding a solid angle from which she can see if enemies are slowly moving into the side towards the short. Even if Reyna dies, it's okay. It's okay. Because right now, much higher chances to die have our teammates on mid. And, I mean, like, especially when you're playing Raze and enemies are stuck in some kind of an area of the map, such as this. Like, this is like a bread and butter for you. You just, come with a fade, nade the shit out of that ISO, kill the ISO, fight with your teammates for the mid area of the map, and that's it.
Spike mid.
Spike down mid.
Still, instead of holding this, like, this is just a waste of time what you're doing right now. Like, if you already know on Ascent that your teammates are fighting on mid, and enemies will be fighting aggressively for mid, and your teammates are dying, and your teammates are already holding A main or B main area of the map for you, fight on mid. Finish those fights first, make sure that your teammates are well and alive, pressure the enemies back, and then we can slowly sell the map control, the mid control, if our teammates want to fall back. Here our teammates are mega aggressive. Like, this Sage and Brimstone are gonna commit to this fight 100%.
Возьми меня мейн, Рейна.
Now this angle that you're holding here, first of all, crosshair placement is for the PP. Second of all, when you're holding this angle, you really want to pull yourself a bit more backwards, so that you gain a bit more angle perception advantage over the enemies. So it's easier for you to react onto the enemies that are peeking you here. Like, if Arena is already holding the whole A main area of the map, pull yourself a bit more backwards and just hold this. And that's also going to give you more time to reposition, pull out the nade, pull out the boombot, and re-aggress the enemies and fuck them up. But this crosshair placement is really like for nothing, man.
Ломай стенку мида.
Here as well, like, like, whenever your teammates are going for some kind of an aggression on mid, like, it is really good if you apply some level of pressure so that enemies are at least distracted by you from certain position. Here, you see, your Sage is moving into the smoke. She is gonna fight these enemies 100%. And enemies are gonna be fully focused on this Sage because they don't have any pressure from any other area of the map. Like, this is how you silently support your allies without risking too much. We're still baiting the shit out of this Sage. Like, I will bait the shit out of her. But I'm not gonna bait her for nothing. Like, basically here, just send the boombot. Boombot is more than enough right now to fully distract the enemies on mid and potentially give our Sage the timing to go for some kind of a peek and kill the enemies. When the Sage peeks and she takes a fight, we can take the fight as well, especially if you know exactly where are all of these enemies.
Ломай стенку мида.
Here.
Enemy spotted mid.
Соло минус 120.
Basically, the moral of the story of this round is like, you really need to pay attention more on the distance and gap with your allies. Try to read their movement 2 steps ahead. I mean, generally speaking, players in Valorant only see blood in their eyes. Like, 90% of times, if you make a pre-assumption that your teammates are gonna fight the enemies in some 50-50 gunfights, that pre-assumption is gonna be correct, essentially. Like, here, like, I don't know, like, I mean, already when the enemies were top mid, we should have, like, stopped them, we should have killed them. Like, that is the timing that we missed to support our allies and to prevent all of these deaths.
Там саванна один.
And in this 2v2 case scenario, like, 90% of times, you just want to play with your teammate. Like, you don't want to give the enemies 1v1 solo fights, or God forbid, 1v2 fights. Like, right now, you should be moving through the market, maybe sending the fake boombot through the market, so that enemies think that you are going through the market and Reyna is going CT, and I will slowly rotate towards the CT to play on the refray game together with my I mean,
Должен быть.
do you really want to die here? And also, like, you know, in these type of scenarios, you really want to run to support your teammates. I mean, like, in these type of scenarios, team play is your utmost priority, essentially, like nothing else. Because you see how aggressive this Reyna is. Like, this Reyna can die at any moment of time, and you're holding what? Another peek from this. Like, why would Sova peek this? His Clove is on the bomb site, planting the spike. You know? Like, why would Sova still hold the back? He needs to support the Clove. Like, always put yourself also in the shoes of enemies as well. Like, what would I do if I was an average enemy in this diamond, platinum, gold elo? Like, it really doesn't make any sense for him to hold the back while the Clove is fighting for her life on the bomb site.
Должен быть.
Spike planted.
Я веду тебя.
In this round, like, you wasted minimum of 60 seconds during this whole round. Like, doing something that you should not be doing at that moment of time. We need to jump spot this angle, man. Like, you saw last time, Sova was in the B main. Like, you didn't even have a benefit of picking this position without a gun. We have no idea where's the Clove. We know that Sova last time was in the B main. Like, we have to jump spot this, and then do something. And maybe we can go for a jiggle throw boombot, try to pressure the enemies in a speedway or in the B main, or simply, you know, let's use a satchel to connect with our Reyna and fight together with the Reyna. In this scenario, if enemy Sova is completely separated from the Clove, that's amazing. That is perfect for us. Like, in that scenario, we just kill the Clove, Sova is fucked.
One enemy remaining.
Я лейну иду. Я даю боксаж.
Давай, давай.
Last player standing.
And also, like, listen, in these 2v2s, in these 2v1 scenarios, when you're retaking the bomb sets in Valorant, don't rush things out. You know, like, your main priority in these scenarios is that we can play a proper refray game. Main priority. If you're going from the speedway and your teammate is going through the stairs, we cannot play a proper refray game. And what we should have done here once again is a fake boombot just to pressure the Clove if she plans to play a bit more aggressive here, you know, to pull her away from this position. And you should have slowly went towards the Reyna. And now we can nade, you know, the backside, the boathouse, the backside to clear some of these angles. And we're moving in together. Also, we can, you know, do something like this to move through a completely different elevation from what our Reyna is doing.
Давай, давай.
Last player standing.
Прям притор. Бля, дурак.
Nah, losing this round was mega stupid. Like, enormous amount of team play mistakes and positioning mistakes from your side. Like, you really need to, in these situations where your teammates make a huge numbers advantage, when your teammates are fighting somewhere on Ascent, fuck the map control, like, fuck splitting the map, like, apply, maybe, you can try applying the pressure with a nade and boombot to delay the enemy's push a bit, or just use it for information, and the rest of the utility we just save for the actual retake, and we play with our teammates. We keep our location a secret, fight with our allies, and that's it. Like, this was such a stupid round to lose, and the round that can decide the outcome of this whole match. Now in this round, like, you know, I don't know why, like, literally, like, every single credit that you're not gonna use in the next round, invest it in the current round that you're playing right now. Like, first of all, in this round, because our teammates are equal halbay, and we have the ultimate, I would actually not go for the Vandal. Like, I would probably buy a Stinger, Heavy Shell Shorty, and I would try to kill the enemies with my ultimate and the close range weapons. Anyways, our teammates are playing an eco round, halbay round, bonus round. We can also save the money for the operator. Why the operator? Brother, enemies have nothing to push the bomb sites. Like, or to take the proper space on the, like, they need to waste half of their utilities just to take the A main and B main area of the map. Like, op in these type of matches is even more powerful. Of course, when the eyes don't have the ultimate, like, we should not risk that. So here, like, buy a Stinger, buy a Heavy Shield, buy a Shorty. Use the ultimate as a primary weapon to fuck up the enemies, and that's it. There was no reason to buy a Vandal in this round.
Ja ću pom na next хотела.
And also in this round, like, personally, I would not play as aggressive as you're playing right now because of the Isos ultimate. I would definitely play a bit more passively. Like, maybe I would send the Boombot to maybe bait the Isos ultimate, and after I do the Boombot, I would immediately run back to try to dodge this ultimate. Because if you get ulted in the choke point here, no matter if you win or lose, instead of the Isos ultimate, you're dead. Enemies are just gonna come here, kill you, that's it. Okay.
It's you and me.
Okay.
Last player standing.
Okay, that was just mechanical skill, like nothing else, literally. Also, aggressing that ISO would have been a bit dangerous. Because, like, you know, we really don't know where are the enemies at this moment of time. It's okay. It's okay. We move on to the next round. Please, man, like, start buying a heavy shield. Like, what the fuck is this bullshit, bro? Like, fuck the light shield, you know, meta and that type of shit. Like, in ranked solo queue, that is not worth it at all.
The hunt begins.
And I have, like, we cannot, like, on Ascent, if enemies don't have some kind of a utility with which they can fuck you up in the choke points, like, you cannot start this passively. Like, both you and Brimstone are passive potatoes. We're not wasting any of the enemy's utility in the main areas of the map. Like, enemies can come up here with both Reyna flashes, with a Deadlock ultimate, with a Sowas reveal, recon. What are we doing, man? Like, why are we not wasting some of this utility from them?
Подарок забирает.
And even if the Deadlock does the ultimate has a wind up time, you can easily dodge it with the Raze satchels.
Много.
And please, like, whenever you're rotating from location 1 to location 2, always place your crosshair on the most probable angles from which enemies can kill you at that moment of time. Like, what the... How many times do I need to repeat this, bro? Like, never die because of luck, because of timings and shit like that when you're rotating. Like, always. Always. You know, like, if you're doing this rotation, place your crosshair towards the B main area of the map. Like, you have no idea if an enemy is maybe walking in that B main area of the map. What's happening in the chat? Brother, which coaching you wanna buy? Basically, if you want to get my private coaching programs, you can pay with PayPal, with cards, and with crypto as well. So those are the 3 payments. For the rank playbook as well. But you're already a tier 1 sub on my Discord, on my Twitch channel.
Nowhere to run!
And also another reason why you should be, you know, placing your crosshair here, so that we are not losing information there at all. Like maybe, you know, an enemy is gonna see you rotating, he walks up here, he sees you going back, he tells his teammates, hey guys, they have left the B site, enemies rotate, take the B site for free, and there is an enemy all the way in the CT fucking you up and fucking your teammates up as well. Why would you risk something like that? No reason. And you really need to start fighting more with your utility on the defender side, man. Like, you know, here. As soon that Reyna escaped towards the right side, like, why is your initial thought process with Raze, I want to swing and take this 50-50 fight? Like, your initial thought process should have been sending the boom bot, sending the nade, you know, and then taking the fight. That's why you're playing Raze. Like, that's why you're not playing, like, I don't know, someone like Reyna, Aizo, Neon, whatever. Like, fight with your fucking... I mean, even with these agents, we want to fight with their utilities. Like, you have, like, 4 mega strong pieces of utility. We can still win this round with our ultimate and the Sage ultimate. Why are you choosing a 50-50 fight out of all of this? Use the ultimate, kill that Reyna. Or someone in A short. Then we are 2 versus 3. Your Sage can revive one of our teammates. We're 3 versus 3. We play the retake.
Last player standing.
I mean, here, like, what you're trying to do is, like, fine. But, you know, enemies only once did, like, a 5-man B push. We'll see. We'll see how this goes.
Ahead you.
Grenade!
Okay, I'm in. It's okay. Let me see the spam. It's fine. Like, I mean, like, generally speaking, you want to spam, like, the right side, the left side. Like, if you're on this position, you just want to spam this, and this, like, and just change the spots. So it's okay. You know, nice try.
Ahead you.
Grenade!
But once again, like, you completely miss the timing of your nade. Like, first of all, when you were done with the spam, instead of using your nade, you should have reloaded the Odin and tried to go towards the stairs. And then when the enemies are using the Reyna layer and they're slowly moving in, we do the nade, separate the enemies apart, pressure them with a boom bot, kill them. Like, this is the moment of time where this nade would have been really, really useful for us. I really hope he was paying attention to the minimap here because there's an enemy in the market. There's also pings in the market.
Enemy B. I'll find you.
Brother, like, extend the training that I have given you for 2-3 more months. And until this problem is gone. Like, unacceptable, essentially. Like, until you start paying full attention to the minimap and what's happening around you, do that training and write down the notes when you want to take a look at the minimap. Like, what are you doing here if you're not occasionally checking the minimap? Like, your teammates are holding this cross. Enemies cannot be there. Your fade is sending the, seizes, the dogs, essentially. Like, I want to see where the fuck are these dogs flying, and I want to see what my teammates are pinging for me. Especially here when you were rotating. You got 2 pingers that someone is in the market. What else your teammates are going to be pinging for you? Here you should have pulled out the Odin. And now, like, okay, maybe we can take a fight with that ISO.
Enemy B. I'll find you.
But you should have been ready for that fight. Physically, mentally, with a gun, like... You knew the guy's there. You knew that that guy can peek at any moment of time. Now, since, since enemies developed the AB pattern of pushing, like in the previous few rounds, in this round we should definitely start on the A side. And to be honest, like, what would be a really solid strategy right now is if one of our teammates gets tagged by the ISO's ultimate, and we try to kill the rest of the ISO's team with our ultimate. Because the only danger right now for us is ISO's ult. If we get picked in the ult and we lose that fight, we lose, like, a potential to kill multiple enemies with the ultimate. Here I would just bait the shit out of my fade, let her get sucked in, and then I would satchel, ult, satchel, try to kill the enemies before the ISO comes out, pressure them a bit, and slowly fall back if I cannot overextend anymore. I don't know what, like, also tell your team, like, I don't know. Like, here your fate is buying the operator. Like, tell this guy, especially if this is your duo. I don't know who is your duo, because I think he's playing with someone here. Like, tell this guy, like, brother, ISO has the ultimate. You're gonna get sucked in with the operator in that ultimate. Do you really want to have the operator defending the A main area of the map right now?
It's you and me.
But the fuck has the ultimate? Like, what?
Switch really short.
Where are you?
Well,
And listen, man, like, here, I think you're saving your ultimate way too much, bro. Way too much. Like, when you heard the enemies here in the smoke, like, you should use your ultimate to take some kills. Like, brother, we're in a 4v5, numbers disadvantage. We have nobody guarding the market. Our Sage is dead, like, why are you saving the ultimate so much? Like, we need to isolate some numbers here and pressure the enemies a bit. Like, you should have sent the Boomba through the smoke, use the ultimate, try to get 1 or 2 kills, get the fuck out.
I see that. Market.
Here as well, we're 53 HP only. Brother, I'm flying. I'm going out. Anyways, I'm very low HP. I'm not that useful of an ally in this round. But if I take 2 kills and I die, my teammates have much higher chance of winning this round. Much higher chances. Like here, enemies are stuck in the market because Brimstone did a smoke here and he's separate. You know, basically like he stopped their push. Send the boombot. Send the nade. Let's go. Satchel, alt, satchel. Try to kill someone. Especially if you kill the Clove, that's gonna be amazing. That would be amazing. To basically deny her ultimate. You know, another reason why I would have done all of that utility here and try to pressure the enemies in the market is because, I mean, like, at any moment of time our teammates can start dying. We're only with 53 HP. Like, winning, like, right now, baiting our teammates is not really the best idea ever. Because of how many health points we have.
Last player standing.
Like, you should have pressured these enemies before your teammates even had a chance to make some kind of a mistake like this. Now, we just save. There's no winning this round. Like, you should just go back, pick up the operator from your dead fade, and just focus on winning the next round. I mean, like, brother, not even 10s can win this 1 versus 4 with 53 HP in Valorant. Like, there's a lot of RNG factors in the game, a lot of gambling, like things need to go. Like, enemies need to miss every shot on you for you to win this round. And also, I don't know, like, you know that enemies are already on the bomb site, and you're peeking the angles without your gun out. What is this? Like, I think during this gameplay I saw this 4 times from you. How are you not aware that enemies are already in the bomb site? Like, who killed Brimstone if not the enemies, like, that are moving in? Take your time, man. Take your time.
Хочешь мэн сыграть?
То, что надо.
Чел еблан.
And a huge problem in this match is like leaving the main control to the enemies. And also, like, you know, a lot of the rounds have passed thus far. So what are the questions that we should be asking ourselves, you know, how we should play this game? First of all, our team is left to fight a lot. Okay. You know, they will force the fights with the enemies no matter what. So wherever we see our team is fighting, we should rotate fast and help them out. Second information that we have about the enemies is they're always playing together as 5. Almost never. Like, they're never lurking and flanking. Like, only in the first round, like, Isa stayed in aim in and killed us. But in all of the other rounds, they just play together as 5. So that means that we should be doing much mega fast rotations. Like, giga fast rotations. To support our allies if we are not right. If we're not guessing correctly where the enemies are gonna go at that moment of time. But this round as well, we should ask our Brimstone to give us a smoke in aim in. We smoke the aim in. Okay, enemies are not going through that area of the map. We see the arrow on B. Instant rotation. I'm leaving my Reyna on A site. I'm supporting my teammates on B and market.
Блин, пикает maybe сокер.
God help us now. And also, like, if you already decided to stay in this area of the map, like, why are you holding the same angle that your Reyna is holding? Like, you're in the garden, and for like 2-3 seconds you held the same angle that your Reyna is holding, and we don't have any information in A short. What? What the fuck? And in these type of examples, please tell your teammates to always close the market doors. Like, whenever you're leaving one of your allies on A site, so there is only one player playing here, always tell that guy to close the market doors and just isolate the A short while we are fighting for the market and for the B site. We don't need the fucking A site. Gamble it. We need to gamble more on the maps such as Ascent.
Mid pull up.
Like here, your Reyna is gonna die 100% on some kind of a timing or shit like that. And frankly, I really don't know what to say like about your team play and how you're playing. Like, okay, very good fast rotation. I mean, not good, not good. We should have rotated much faster. Like basically, as soon as you saw the Sova arrow on the B side, you should have started rotating towards the market. But okay, we're here rotating. We know that enemies are close. You know, ISO did the wall. Your teammates don't have the information about the enemies in the pizza and mid. We need to pull the gun out and we need to be ready to fight. Now, this guy dies. What do? You're instantly closing the gap with your Brimstone to fight with the Brimstone. The Brimstone can take enormous amount of fights and you're not ready to support that Brimstone Zinga. Like, we need to come close to distract the enemies a bit or jump spot them. Aha, enemies are close. Let's fuck them up with a nade. Let's kill them. Let's do the boombot at the pizza. Let's kill them. You need to have much better positioning compared to your allies. Play closer to them. Pick better angles to support them. That is what you're lacking a lot on the defender side of Ascent. Can't wait to see Jake Paul lose. Is the fight tonight? Today? When is the fight? And also here on the minimap, like, you see. Like, what is your Brimstone doing? He's pulling his iPad, doing the smokes. We need to support him. We need to come closer, because he can die at any moment of time. And here, like, when the Reyna came close to you, you should have immediately popped up the ultimate and deleted that Reyna. Like, it is not worth risking this round anymore. Like, why the fuck are you saving your ultimate for the past 6 rounds? I don't know anymore. Like, one of the worst things that players do in Valorant is, like, you're saving your ultimate for some perfect moment of time. There is no perfect moment of time to use the Raze ultimate. Whenever you can get a kill, 2 kills for free, do it. Whenever you're in an economy disadvantage, do it to make numbers advantage. Whenever you're in the numbers disadvantage, do it to take easy kills. Of course, the only moment of time when you are trying to save the ultimate on both attackers and defender side is if you have true numbers advantage, and there's no reason to do it. Like, you're 5 versus 3, 5 versus 2, 5 versus 1, 4 versus 3, 4 versus 2, 4 versus 1, 3 versus 1, 3 versus 2, and 2 versus 1. Then, you know, you can save it a bit and try to fight on that numbers advantage and with the rest of utility. But here, like, I mean, like... And also, you heard that Reyna really close to you. Like, you're playing Raze. Brother, instantly, you know, curve yourself, do the boombot, Ferrari satchel peek. Reyna is close, here. Satchel, kill. Lob the satchel, take a kill. You're waiting too much on a defender's side for enemies to peek you with their utility and to fuck you up. You need to be more proactive. And you need to be fighting with your utility more and with your speaker's advantage. You're giving the enemies a lot of time to reset, a lot of time to think, and a lot of time to delete you like this. Be the one that is aggressing. Don't be the one that is passive. You're playing Raze. You have shitloads of... Like, whenever you have a 1v1 fight that is close range. Perfect. Nade, boombot, satchels. Easy kills for you. Allow yourself to, you know, to fight. Especially when you're in the numbers disadvantage. Like, brother, we're 3 versus 4. We really don't want to play passive right now.
Let's flush them out.
Да, да.
Спасибо, бро.
I'll find you.
Дай
But may I ask my friend, like, what the fuck is this buy option? Like, what is this economy management? So, we're losing the game. We're losing the game. 9-12. This is potentially the last round for us. And what you decide to buy is a bulldog with a light shield. Are you shitting me, bro? Like, even in this round, you buy a light shield. What?
Get back. Weapon here.
Now listen, whenever you're fighting enemies with a bulldog on the medium range and long range fights, you always want to fight with a ADS. The main power of bulldog over other weapons in the long range fights is the burst fire. Like one bullet goes to the body, one bullet goes to the head, that enemy is dead on any distance. Whenever you're taking the long range fights, like fights above 20 meters approximately, always ADS. And if you perfectly narrow down these bullets and control the burst fire, the easiest way for you to kill the enemies. Like fighting on this range, like with an automatic fire of bulldog, I mean, like, good luck. Because the bullet spread is huge, and then automatic fire of bulldog is very slow. Like, automatic fire of bulldog you literally only use when you're fighting in really close range fights. Like a really, like, or you're fighting multiple enemies at the same, you know, a lot of the enemies in a medium range fight, I don't know. But on this, brother, burst fire, like, what the fuck am I? What are we debating here? Fuck this shit, man. In rounds like this, is the heavy shield that important to have over a better gun? He could have bought a bulldog with a heavy shield. He had 3100 credits. What is ADS? Aim down sight.
Закручу прям.
But here, I think you could have easily killed those two enemies on mid if you actually use the ADS instead of the automatic fire rate. Now, once again, we have a same problem that we had before. All of our teammates are separated. Reyna is in a really bad spot. Fade is playing alone as well. What do we do here? We are playing with our Fade. She is the closest to us. We connect with her, and we fight together. And once again, what I would do in this round, I would send the Boombot like this. Why? To pressure the enemies there a bit. To still make them think that I'm maybe gonna go through tiles and that I'm gonna stay there, while I'm slowly rotating and keeping my location a secret and playing with my Fade. A lot of times during your games, you should be using your Boombot simply for information, dealing the enemy's push, making the enemies think that you're still there, and faking your location.
Market будет проходить, maybe.
This is the worst case scenario for us. Reyna fighting alone, Fade fighting alone, you fighting alone. Like, pushing through this smoke is mega dangerous. Mega dangerous, like. It's not even worth it playing here.
Spike planted.
Like, and also, when you were pushing through this area of the map, like, you needed to check every fucking angle that you're approaching. Like, we have zero information whether or not all of the enemies are on the A side. Like, you had to walk through all of these positions and check them one by one. And hopefully we don't save the ultimate in this round as well, I mean. I don't know how you are so certain that none of the enemies are in this area of the map. We needed to check these positions. Unlucky, we have a bulldog again.
The hunt begins.
enemy remaining.
Also, man, like, whenever you need to pressure the enemies, deny the space, use the nade, think more about your utility. Do the nade up there, so that your teammates cannot get peeked by this Reyna while you're half defusing the spike. You half defuse the spike, wait for the enemy Reyna to peek, kill the Reyna, defuse the spike.
По дефице,
Chill,
кстати.
chill, chill, я даю.
Okay. Okay. Now, in this round, doing the same play that we did in the previous round is mega dangerous. Like, even though we're playing in the lobbies where players have a zero mental capacity, I mean, repeating the same play 2 times in a row on a defender side is usually not the best idea. Like, I really hope in this round we're not gonna push B-main again. Like, in this round, like, we should maybe be aggressing the enemies in A-main. Because they're gonna either play passively here and wait for our push, or they're gonna fully turn their focus on A, because they saw us play aggressively in B last round. So in this round, like, we should have just started an A short, fully lock in A main area of the map, and tell the Fate to play a bit more passively.
Find you.
Here, okay. I was wrong, but it doesn't matter. We have an ultimate, we can play a 5v5 retake. Listen. Brother. Why are you risking your round so much when you have the ultimate? I don't get it. I personally didn't hear enemy ISO pop the shield. Maybe it's my headset. We didn't hear the ISO shield. 2-3 enemies are in front of us. Use the ultimate. Take 2-3 kills for free. Is there even a better moment of time for you to use the ultimate? Like 3 enemies pushing you in a close quarter. In a close choke point. But what is the better moment of time than this? Like, this was too much of a gamble that your Fate is gonna take a kill there. Too much, like, who knows, like, what this Fate, like, let's see the scoreline, like, I mean, okay, your Fate actually has 22 kills, but still, man, like, you know, close the rounds in an easy way, be done with it, like, that's it.
Не надо ультовать.
Very good here that you left the spike, like, there's really no reason to fight for the spike anymore. Right now, we just fight with our allies, and that's it. We don't give a shit where Sova and Reyna are gonna end up. We just wanna close out this round together. Okay, both Sova and Reyna are in the B-main.
One enemy remaining.
Infinite.
Main.
Main. Ah,
Okay. Solid round. Now, in this round, definitely, I would 100% play A side. Like, once again, there's no way. I mean, two times in a row, we fuck up the enemies on B. I highly doubt they're gonna have the confidence to go B. They're either gonna fight us on mid this round, or they're just gonna do a 5-man push on A. Let me see their ultimates as well. I mean, like, this VOD is a mashed potato in terms of quality, so sorry chat, like, this is definitely not gonna go on my main YouTube channel. Brother, I don't even see, like, the ultimate points. What number is this, bro? Is this 4? 6? Well, never mind. I really don't want to see, like, no matter what is the situation, if enemies are already not using any meaningful utility to push you back from the choke points, paranoia, flash, shit like that, they don't have a deadlock ultimate, they don't have the ISO ultimate. Why are you starting this passively? We're selling them like, you have the ultimate, brother. You have the ultimate, man. You know, enemies are potentially close to picking up deadlock ultimate or ISO ultimate. I mean, I didn't see ultimate points. Like, nade, boombot, satchel's ultimate. You're guaranteed a kill in this elo, man. But there is no way that as a Raze player you play like 12 rounds on a defender's side and you don't use your ultimate once. What, like, listen. Perfect, like, I've already talked about it, like.
Арбуз забираю там.
Once again, mega wasted nade. Mega giga wasted nade. Like, wait a bit. You know, wait for an enemy to peek that angle. Like, basically, if you want to use the nade in the aim and area of the map, like, just hold some kind of a tight angle, such as this one. Enemy peeks you, drop a nade. Now we separate the enemies, or like, we pressure them a bit in that aim and area of the map, and that's the good moment of time. You didn't even see the enemies moving through the choke point, you did a nade. And also, like, here, you heard the guy on A short, but probably, like, you were just not focused on that at all. Like, I mean... Like, here, like, he literally heard the ISO pushing A short, like, with a wall and everything, and... You know, he heard the metal clanking there.
Шорт пропустили.
I mean, ISO and Reyna.
Remaining.
Через мид.
That's just a stupid death, like, to be honest. But it is insanity that you're playing Raze and in 12 rounds you don't use the ultimate for anything. Now on the attacker side, we already spoke about it. Like, you know, when you get into the overtime, like, you should expect enemies playing the overtime in the same way they played, like, the regular part of the match. Like, that's the only information that we have. So in this match on the attacker side, the main enemy's weakness were the main areas of the map. They were not fighting for them at all. And the main enemy's weakness was the A site. They were not defending it good enough. Also, another enemy's weakness was repetitiveness. Like, enemy Sova was always using the Odin, spamming the B main area of the map. That's an easy kill for us as well. Like, the only thing that we should not be doing here is going fucking mid. Because there is no reason to do it. Also, every round, we saw almost every round, enemy Reyna was peeking the short aggressively. We need to be ready for that. We should tell our teammates to smoke the A short if we are fighting from mid. We saw the enemy ISO playing with Operator in the market. Clove supporting him from Pizza. Like, I don't know why would you focus on mid if 3 enemies are here. And also in these matches, where enemies are not even peeking or fighting for the main areas of the map, play on contact. Just tell your teammates, hey guys, let's walk up all the way here and then just explode. Let's walk up all the way here, explode. This only God knows, like, how this round is gonna go. Like, enemies literally did the same shit they did 8 rounds on a defender's side. Like, that is why taking the physical notes as well as the mental notes is important when you're in this early level of development. Like, it is much easier playing overtimes in low elo and medium elo if you properly track the enemy's pattern during the regular part of the match. Here, contesting enemies on mid, not necessary. Very, very bad. Whenever we were fighting mid, our teammates were like, I mean, like, you know, dying left and right. We walk up A main, walk up B main, dodge the enemy's Sova, you know, recon dart, explode. Sova is playing alone B, Deadlock is playing alone A. Both are easy kills for us. I don't want to talk about it. Now, you know, considering how much enemies fucked your teammates up on mid, this round, like this first round in overtime, I would definitely start in A short. Like, our stage was dying a lot from top mid and basically what I would do in this round, I would just take this off angle and hold this for my team. And if my Sage is fighting top mid, I'll just be ready to fight. Maybe nade the enemies if they're stuck there. Take a kill, go back. Bless ya.
Будь здоров.
Once again, I think the problem is gonna be...
Тащить сломал типа.
Yeah. I mean, you really need to look at the nade as a separation tool. You know, like, let this Reyna and ISO walk a bit in. You know, like, let them at least, you know, listen to the footsteps and let them be at least here or here. Then we drop a nade to separate them from the rest of the teammates. Drop the boombot. We take the kills with our Reyna.
Тащиться. Дымой.
And you really need to be mega careful, like, if you're playing inside with this smoke, and you don't have a short control, and you're not 100% certain that all of the enemies are pushing, aim and area the map, like, check the A short. Check it.
Spike planted.
Okay, boombot. Boombot. Boombot, clear that angle. I don't know, like, you know, the guy is stuck in that position. Boombot him. Let's clear it.
Under heaven.
Satchel out.
Finally, some good utility users, to be honest.
One enemy remaining.
Under heaven last.
I defused it.
That was so scuffed. I usually don't review overtimes because, you know, if you don't win your match in a regular part of the game, you could have probably done, like, so many different things better. But I'm really curious how this is gonna end.
Мы пройдут, потом уже... Убил на
Holy shit, that was such a gamble, man. Like, Sova never... There was not a single round in which he pushed the beam and area the map. Ever. Like, this was such a gamble to play this default. Like, this is just luck at this point.
типа. Они дым дали на бмейн.
Enemy spotted mid.
Мид убили.
Okay, we know that Clovis and ISO are B. Deadlock is alone A. Push A fast. Let's go short. And you need to start calling, like, you know, on the attacker side, the most important teammates that you want to micromanage and tell them what to do are your controllers. Like in this match, we had shit smokes a lot of the times. A lot of the times we didn't have a single smoke. On a defender side, you're trying to micromanage and microcorrect your sentinels because they can make enormous amount of mistakes. Here, like, brother, we took 2 kills. We know that Deadlock is alone on A. Primason, smoke bottom mid. Let's go A short and let's kill the Deadlock. I mean, probably 2 enemies are gonna be there until we reach A short, but it doesn't matter.
Убили.
At least we are not separated and we can fight together.
Satchel out.
Я смогу.
No. Okay, we lost. We won the round. Crazy.
Починься сюда куда-то, да? Ну го.
Да, да.
Ну го,
Вот так.
Я готов, я готов.
I don't know about playing B side. You know, the last round, the enemies pushed A, and they, you know, they stomped us somewhat. But in this round, we finally have a fucking Sage playing in A main, and like I really don't know, like why people have the fetish with this wall here. Fuck that wall, bro. Like it is much better using various different wall setups to fuck up the enemies as they're moving through main areas of the map. Like we should be guarding the mid in a different way. Okay.
Есть бэт.
Мы угадали.
Ooh, maybe a few kills, huh? Almost.
What's your quota? 3.
It was okay to do that, why not?
Papa,
Where are
Помощь.
Just when you're doing this setup with the fade, like, you usually want to use this setup when the enemies make a footstep here or they reveal themselves. Like, you know, fade should be jiggle peeking this corner with the C's, then dropping the C's, and then you bounce your nade like basically there.
Чуть сбили.
Выходим.
Okay, 5v3, now we just play together and we win this, right? Like, right here you should be getting a better angle to fight together with your fade. Like, basically, I will move a bit closer, send the boombo towards the B main, and get really close. And tell my fade to play on my contact. Fade is just
Yes.
better. Okay, they're running back.
One enemy remaining.
Okay. I think that, you know, this VOD review is gonna be like 4 hours, 3.5, I don't know, like when we combine attacker side and everything. I think you have a bit better idea what you can do better on Ascent and how you can play the Ascent a bit more efficiently. As a closing thoughts, like just on a defender side, you need to have better positioning compared to what your allies are doing and to find better angles to refrag them. And you should definitely be fighting every single fight that your teammates are fighting, especially if the enemy's main playstyle is to play together as 5 and to aggress your teammates together somewhere. And, you know, your teammates are just falling apart left and right. I personally think that you should not be changing the training yet that I've shared with you. Like, you're still missing a lot of the map awareness, game knowledge. Like, your aim is can still be improved with the original aim training that I've shared with you. So keep using that, and we'll see in 1-2 months from now, like, what's happening. And trust me, Agent is not the problem, you know, like, you playing Raze or Clove, it really doesn't matter. It's more like how you play the game, how you play the maps, and how you enter the sites, how you play with your allies, stuff like that. That's what's keeping you back. It's not the character that you play right now. Maybe, I mean, you can try something else as well. Like, if Raze and Clove or Agents that you play right now really don't work at all, pick up the Jet, pick up the Omen, maybe something more slow-paced, such as Omen or like, I don't know, Cypher would suit you better and allow you to control the outcome of your games a bit better. But I think, like, that's not really the problem here. Okay, guys, thank you for watching. Yes, I've changed my headphones in the middle of the VOD review. I don't really like IEMs anymore. Subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment. Make sure to join my Discord server right now. I'm making a giveaway for, like, free coaching and other stuff. Join my daily streams starting from January 2025. I'm gonna be streaming 6 days per week, 6 hours per day. So we'll be grinding heavily on both YouTube and Twitch. Like, I'm reducing a bit of my coaching time, and, you know, we're gonna invest into content. Yeah, basically that's it. Thank you a lot, and I will see you in the next one.